Lansing Lugnuts pregame show with Seth Van Hoven on Lansing Sports Leader 92.7 The City. Brought to you by Oldsmobile. And now, Seth Van Hoven.
Celebrating our ninth season in the Midwest League, it's time for Lugnuts baseball. Tonight from Oldsmobile Park in Lansing, Michigan, your Lansing Lugnuts, the Class A affiliate of the Chicago Cubs, take on the Cedar Rapids Kernels, the Midwest League Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels, in the finale of a four-game series. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the home of the 2003 Midwest League champions. My name is Seth Van Hoven. Our producer-engineer tonight, he is Brock Holmbush for the first part of our pregame show, and then we'll find out who our next producer is going to be for the ball game tonight here between the Lugnuts and the Kernels. The broadcast also tonight can be heard over the internet at lugnuts.com. Just go to our website, click on the internet broadcast feature, and you can dial us in over the World Wide Web. If you have comments or suggestions about the broadcast tonight, you can email me your suggestions and thoughts at radio at LansingLugnuts.com. That's RADIO at LansingLugnuts.com. Well, tonight Lansing goes for another series victory here in half number 2. They've won 2 of the 3 games of the Kernels so far. Tonight they will turn to the left-hander, Yorkin Ferreira, the Yorkin man, to try to get it done. And Ferreira will be opposed by right-hander Abel Moreno. Tough cookie for the Lugnuts to have to eat here in Game 4, but it should be a good ball game. We've got a nice time for a ball game. Partly cloudy skies, 80 degrees, a little overcast and a little humid here at the ballpark tonight. Wind blowing in from the south to southwest at 12 to 14 miles an hour. The managers have had their meeting with the umpires, Bobby Price and Dixon Servant. So let's set the starting lineup for you. First for the visiting Kernels, the Midwest League Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. Cedar Rapids comes in at 69 and 57 overall and 27 and 30 in half number 2. And manager Bobby Malgonis has set his lineup this way, top to bottom. Second baseman Howie Kendrick leads it off. He's followed by the third baseman Ryan Leckie and first baseman Balthazar Lopez. Those are the top 3 hitters in Cedar Rapids lineup tonight. Middle of the order tonight for Cedar Rapids, Michael Collins is the DH. It's Matt Polly, the left fielder, hitting in the 5th position, and Brandon Wood, the shortstop, would bat 6th. Blake Balcom is the right fielder tonight for the Cedar Rapids Kernels. He's joining the bottom 2 positions in the lineup. Catcher Tommy Dwayne just in the 8 hole, and center fielder Quan Cosby. Cosby will bat in the number 9 position and bring up the rear for the Kernel offense. On the mound, once again, right-hander Abel Moreno for Cedar Rapids, 9 and 7, a 3.55 earned run average. For the Lugnuts, first place in the Eastern Division, tied with West Michigan, 71 and 56 overall, and 33 and 24 in half number 2. Julio Garcia, the Lugnuts manager, in his 4th season here in Lansing, has constructed his lineup this way tonight. This Walker, the center fielder, leads it off. He's fouled by right fielder Tony McQuaid and first baseman Brian Teferick. Those are the top 3 in Lansing's order tonight. Kevin Collins is the DH tonight, back in the lineup after a night off. He's the cleanup hitter with Drew Larson playing third base, batting 5th. Alan Rick does the catching. Rick bats in the 6th position tonight. Brian Fitzgerald is the left fielder. He will bat in the 7th position in the lineup. Uriak Marquez plays second base tonight for the Lugnuts. He hits in the 8 hole. And Carlos Rojas is shortstop. Rojas bats in the number 9 position with left-hander Yorkin Ferreira. Taking to the mound for Lansing tonight. Ferreira against Abel Moreno. Left-hander, right-hander matchup on the mound in the series finale between the Kernels and the Lugnuts. Lansing comes in tied for first with West Michigan. In the Eastern Division, Cedar Rapids, they're 7 games behind Kane County in the Western Division entering today's play. We'll touch base on the standings in the Midwest League a little bit further when we get into the broadcast tonight, but as it is right now, these 2 teams are wild card entries in the first half, just eagerly awaiting who their opponents are going to be in the first round of the 2004 playoffs. Each team will play the second half division champion in the East and West respectively. Lansing right now will be matched up with West Michigan in the first round playoff matchup, and it starts on September 8th. Cedar Rapids, they will play either Clinton or Peoria right now. The Lumber Kings and the Chiefs are tied for the top spot in the Western Division as we open play here on August the 24th, 2004. So, only a couple more weeks, then we'll know who those playoff opponents are going to be. Well, the introductory video that prompts the Lugnuts to take their positions in the field of play here at Oldsmobile Park is being played right down the center field scoreboard. And the Midwest League Championship, Game 3, between Beloit and Lansing is the montage right now on the center field scoreboard. So as that plays out to the crowd here tonight, we'll take our first break of the broadcast. We'll give you a chance to sit back and relax, grab a cold beverage. And when we come back, on the back end of this break, we'll have the first pitch tonight, the Lugnuts and the Kernels, down 92-7 the Ticket.
You've been listening to the Lugnuts pregame show, brought to you by Oldsmobile on 92.7 the Ticket. Stay tuned. Seth Van Hoven will be right back with all of the Lugnuts play-by-play action.
WQTX Charlotte Lansing, the Ticket. Looking for a fun event for your group of friends? That place is a Lugnuts game. Gather 20 of your friends and book your group outing today. Group outing participants get to sit together, have their group mentioned on the scoreboard, win great prizes, and get the option to order personalized T-shirts, sing the anthem, or possibly throw out a first pitch. For more information how you can go nuts as a group, contact the Lugnut Group Sales Office at 485-4500. The Lansing Lugnuts, where everyone gets to play.
It's Chevy Truck Fest, and there's never been a better time to get truck into your Chevy vehicle. You're making an unprecedented offer on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months for qualified buyers, plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every Chevy truck and SUV, like Silverado, Trailblazer, and Tahoe. Monthly payment is $16.67 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment is 12%. Some customers will not qualify. See dealer for details. Take delivery by 6104. It's Chevy Truck Fest. See your local Chevy dealer today.
April is National Donate Life Month, and the National Kidney Foundation is asking all Americans to consider becoming an organ or tissue donor. The simple act of signing an organ donor card and discussing your wishes with your family may save the life of one of the 83,000 Americans currently on the waiting list for a transplant. Want more information? Learn about organ donation today or request a free donor card by calling the National Kidney Foundation at 800-622-9010. That's 800-622-9010.
Lugnuts Baseball is on the air. Brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Making your future more predictable. National City, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Oldsmobile. And now, Lugnuts Baseball on Lansing Sports Leader, 92.7 The Ticket. Tuesday, August the 24th, 2004. Game number 128 out of 140 for the Lansing Lugnuts in the 2004 campaign, and the finale of a 4-game series with the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Oldsmobile Park. My name is Seth Van Hoven, joined along for the ride tonight by Dave Wells, back in the studios doing the production work for us tonight. And with Dave behind the controls, we know we are in good hands. Well, tonight the Lugnuts go for the series victory here against the Cedar Rapids Kernels as Lansing takes to Game 4 of this series. Jorgen Pereira, the left-hander starter for Lansing tonight. He will try to cut down the Cedar Rapids lineup. Top of the order for the Kernels here in the top of the first inning. Howie, Kendrick, Ryan Leahy, and Balthazar Lopez. Two righties and a lefty with lefty Pereira on the mound. The Jorgen man
with Lansing 0-1. A 4.39 earned run average, has one save, making start number 5 tonight for the ball club. His 11th appearance overall. 26 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 28 hits, 13 earned runs. He's allowed a couple homers, struck out 17, and walked his 2 batters in those 26 and 2/3 innings. His last start on the road in Wisconsin was his best. It was a Lugnut in 2004, 5 innings. Gave up 5 hits and struck out 2. Did not get a decision in that ball game. In fact, he hasn't received a decision since July 25th, and he gave up 3 earned runs in an inning and a third to the Dayton Dragons. It's a cool night here in Lansing in terms of the skies above us, but 80 degrees outside in terms of the temperature. The light standards are now being illuminated around the ballpark here in Lansing. And we should have a good ball game tonight. Moreno, the starter for the Kernels, he's a tough one. 9-7 at 3.55 earned run average, so Ferreras is going to have to be on the top of his game tonight. Howie, Kendrick, Ryan Leahy, and Balthazar Lopez again the hitters for Cedar Rapids here in the top of the first inning. Kendrick, the second baseman, will lead it off, 357 average with 8 home runs and 39 runs driven in. Lansing comes in at 71 and 56 and 33 and 24 overall in the season. Cedar Rapids 69 and 57 and 27 and 30 in the second half. First pitch of the night by Ferreras is a fastball taken up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Underway at 7:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next pitch comes too far inside. This is off the glove of the catcher, Alan Rick. Now Kendrick, 357 hitter, 2 balls and no strikes. He's up in the advantage to Ferreras. Right-handed batter, the left-hander Ferreras hitting one. 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball away. Well, 3. Well, we talked about the control for Ferreras. Just those 2 walks in 26 and 2/3 innings. But 3 pitches in, he is yet to find the strike zone. Into the catcher, Alan Rick now has the sign. He hits and fires. 3-0 pitch. Fastball taken up high and away. A 4-pitch walk to start the night for Yorkin Ferreras to Howie Kendrick. It starts with the left-hander from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic was looking for. That's the start he has dealt with tonight. 6'2", 180. He is 21 years old on the mound. Ferreras coming back this year from the Tommy John surgery that sidelined him for almost half of last season. His first pitch taking a called strike, and it's 0-1. Right-handed hitting third base and batting .241 with a home run and 3 runs driven in entering tonight's play. We'll set the Lugnut defense for you behind Yorkin Ferreras in just a second. First, we'll give you the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes by Ferreras. Leahy slaps it foul up along the first base side. Ryan Fitzgerald, his second straight start in left tonight. He's going to the outfield by Chris Walker in center and Tony McQuaid in right. In the infield defense, Stu Larson plays third base tonight with Carlos Rojas at shortstop. Uriak Marquez at second base. And Brian DePerick back to his normal position at first base after serving at the DH last night. 0-2 pitch. Runner goes from first. A little infield play to get by Ferreras. Rojas to first base is not going to be in time. Carlos Rojas made a tremendous effort on that ball, but he couldn't get Leahy coming up the line. It'll be an infield base hit, and the Kernels have their first 2 runners out here in the top of the first inning. Kind of a slow roller that got by Ferreras on the mound. And the ball just kind of died back behind the home plate area. Rojas, the shortstop, came in to try to pick it up and throw on to first to get Ryan Leahy, but it wasn't in time. Now, Julio Garcia, the Lugnuts manager, is out of the dugout to touch base with the umpires, Howie Price and Dixon Sturman, although I'm not sure what the argument was. It looked like a pretty clean play from up here. Now, Balthazar Lopez, the first baseman, who's been on a tear, steps up to the plate. Left-handed hitting first base. In 11 for his last 20. Average at .325 with 8 homers and 30 runs driven. Ferreras, first pitch, about to back up the middle. Shoot by the second baseman Marquez from second for 1, and then back to first. Holy cow, what a play. And 2 out now, back to third. Goes Kendrick. He has to stay there. That was Major League-esque right there.
Lopez to Chopper back up the middle. Marquez the second pitch right to Carlos Rojas, who then flipped to the Parrot. 4-6-3 on the twist by the Lugnuts. And a sensational turn last night tonight to get one here in the top of the first inning. Now 2 outs. Michael Collins, first pitch swinging. A drive in the air to left center field. Fitzgerald just a couple steps in front of the warning track. He puts it away. And that will end the inning. Now let's start out bad for Pereira. The walk is single. But the Kernels leave that runner at third base thanks to a sensational turn by Marquez and Rojas. And after happening, Lansing nothing, Cedar Rapids nothing. Here come the Lugnuts next on 92.7 The Ticket.
For the future today, for what you need along the way, we'll ask you your credit union provider.
Okay, baseball fans, listen up. Here at Lansing, we've made some changes in the offseason. It's the same great team, but there's some new ground rules. Now, anyone who lives or works in Ingham, Eaton, or Clinton counties can join Lansing. We've been part of your community for more than 65 years, and now Lansing is open to everyone. Plus, French's great product, outstanding service, and some new ground rules. Now, you can join too if you live or work in Ingham, Eaton, or Clinton counties. So make Lansing your credit union choice. Make the call, 517-321-6600. Lansing, proud exclusive sponsors of the Lugnuts Fireworks Series. Member NCUA.
We'll ask you your credit union provider.
Attention Lugnuts fans. Nuts and Bolts, the official gift store of your Lansing Lugnuts, is now open for the 2004 season. You can shop for the hottest Lugnuts merchandise on both game days and non-game days throughout the 2004 season. Get all of the best Lugnuts merchandise, from Lugnutty t-shirts to official team ball caps to mini bats and other novelties all season long down at Oldsmobile Park. The Lansing Lugnuts, where everyone gets to play.
Well, after half an inning, the Lugnuts and Kernels are scoreless, but you can thank the middle infield defense of Uriah Marquez and Carlos Rojas for that. What a turn by Marquez to Rojas to get Balthazar Lopez hit into a double play. Bouncer back up the middle. Marquez, the barehanded stop. He flips to second in the air to Rojas, who comes across the bag at second and then throws to first to complete the twin killing on Lopez and the Kernels. Chris Walker, Tony McQuaid, and Brian Teperick here in the bottom of the first inning for Lansing. Walker, the left-handed hitting center fielder, will lead off with Lansing here in the bottom of the first inning. Tony McQuaid, the switch hitting right fielder, he will bat from the left side, and Teperick will hit from the right side against the right-hander Abel Moreno. He's 9-7, 3.55 earned run at Walker. First pitch taking a called strike, 0-1. Chris Walker, 284 average, 3 homers, and 41 runs driven in. One pitch, Walker takes the fastball in, it's 1-1. Start number 23, appearance number 23 for Moreno tonight. He's a guy that has exceptional control, just like York and Pereira does. 1-1 pitch, Walker swings and misses just 1 and 2. This is the guy in the season, 110 strikeouts and 28 walks in 126 and 2/3 innings. He's been hit with 123 hits collected in those innings, but that control is sensational. 1-2 pitch, there's another strikeout, and it's strike 3 to Chris Walker, and 1 up and 1 down for Moreno here at the bottom of the first inning. Comes the right fielder, Tony McQuaid. 28 walks given up by Moreno, the fewest by any Cedar Rapids starter this season. And he signs from the catcher, Tommy Wanges. The first pitch, McQuaid slaps his foul back behind the plate. 0-1. Defensively for Cedar Rapids here tonight. And downfield left to right. First of all, we've got Matt Polly left. Quan Cosby is in center field, and Blake Hoffman plays right. Except the infield defense for you in just a second as Moreno kicks and fires. The 0-1 pitch, McQuaid takes it down low. Finally, he is a third baseman tonight for the Kernels with Brandon Wood at shortstop, Howie Kendrick at second, and Balthazar Lopez at first. 1-1 pitch. McQuaid swings and sends a drive. In the air to right. Ball goes back on the warning track, and this ball is way gone. Tony McQuaid tees off, deep to right center field, and Lansing take an early 1-0 lead. Home run number 6 for T-Rath, the 135th home run hit by Lansing batters this year. Moreno gives up his 7th home run. RBI number 41 for Tony McQuaid. And the Lugnuts, against a good pitcher, get out to a good start.
Really 1-0 lead here tonight. Here's Ryan DeParent. 295 there, 36 home runs, and 102 RBI. He goes after the first. Hits it, putting on the left center field. It's going to kick off the wall. Cosby will get it back into Perrick. A double. Back-to-back crushing hit on the Lugnuts here in the bottom of the first inning. After Perrick picks up double number 32. He went after the first pitch. Moreno, after giving that home run to McQuaid, came with a fastball right down the middle to Ryan Perrick, and he didn't miss it. See if Kevin Collins can keep it going for the Lugnuts here in the bottom of the first inning. Boy, Moreno looked good against Chris Walker to start the game, but he gives up the long home run to McQuaid, and then gives up that roping double to Ryan DeParent. Collins, the third left-hander that Moreno's going to have to face, and he fires the first pitch fastball inside, 1-0. Lugnuts are loading up in the lefties tonight. They've got 5 of them in the left. Alan Rick will catch, and Matt 2 behind Kevin Collins, and Marquez, the second pitcher, also hits him left out. 1-0 pitch. Collins takes a breaking pitch away, and it's 2-0. Left-handers this year against Moreno actually hit him a little bit worse than right-handers do. 266 for the righty so far this year, and 234 for lefties, but McQuaid did not get that pitch that Abel Moreno threw over to him. First name A-B-E-L. He is from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Same hometown, Yoka Pereira. 2-0 pitch is swinging back by Collins, and it's 2-1. Wayne's just the catcher tonight. Looks like he's wearing a road jersey with no number on the back of it. Let's investigate that a little bit further. 2-1 hit. Oh, Collins hits the fly ball in the air to right and just got under it. It's going to hang up, so Blake Balcom will make the catch to Perrick. A block move at second with the tag. He will go back to the face. Collins just missed. Home run number 32. Got under a breaking pitch by Moreno and flies out to right for the second out of the inning. The third baseman, Drew Larson. 1-0 Lansing here in the bottom of the first inning. They collected 2 extra base hits in the inning. A home run by McQuaid with 1 out. Put him up 1-0. Perrick comes down with a double. And he remains there with 2 outs. Larson, a 243 hitter, 11 home runs and 44 runs driven in. His 11th home run last night. And the right-hander is Moreno, fires a breaking pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Perez gave up a walk and then a single to start the top of the first inning, but then Balthazar Lopez into a double play, and Collins threw out the last near the warning track to end the inning for Cedar Rapids. A 1-pitch by Moreno, and Larson takes away again. It's 1-1. Now, it's hard to tell what George is wearing behind the plate because home plate umpire Bobby Price is kind of in the way. Kernels are wearing their road grays tonight. They had worn red jerseys. Swing and a miss by Larson. It's 1-2. Tonight they're just going for road grays. So Cedar Rapids across the front of the jersey in red. And they've got their navy blue hats on with the diamond and the baseball in the corn chuck tonight. 1-2 pitch. Larson hits a drive in the air to left center field. This is going to get down for a base hit. The Perrick will score easily. Larson will chug into second base with an RBI double. Another 2-out hit in this series for Lansing. Boy, they have just been feasting on the situation. And Larson drives home Perrick to put Lansing up 2-0. Drew Larson, the 2-base hit, number 22 on the year. And here is Alan Rick, the catcher. He bats to the left side, 256 average, 7 home runs, and 32 runs driven. A good start tonight for Lansing. 2 off of Moreno here in inning number 1. So this pitch to Alan Rick. He takes the breaking pitch to a hanging one for a called strike. 0-1. This is Moreno's second appearance this year against Lansing. He beat him out at Veterans Memorial Stadium on 28. 0-2 pitch and a throw back into center field. They tried to get Larson going back to second base, and Dwayne just threw the ball all the way into center field. But it looks like they might be calling Alan Rick out for interference. Now, Kernels is starting to walk off the field, and Bobby Price is explaining now Julio Garcia. That might be the case. They might say that Alan Rick may have interfered with that throw by Dwayne just. And that's the call. That or interference. Rick out at the plate, and the first inning is over. Well, we're going to take a break. A disappointing way to end the first ranking, but a profitable one that's the same. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and one runner left on base. We played an inning tonight here in Lansing. It's 2-0. The Lugnuts over Kernels. 92-7 the tip. Hi, this is Dick from Car Cluster Parts Place, and everybody here is excited about celebrating our 40th birthday. You might remember what it was like working on your car in 1963, but today most of us need professional help. That's why we support AFC and the professional technicians. We'll be hosting special events and promotions all year long at your neighborhood parts place store. Just imagine 40 years of quality replacement parts for your car and 40 years of quality customer service. When you need a part, go where the pros go.
Hey, Jim, my wife tells me you belong to State Employees Credit Union. You do all your financial business with them. Sure do. Great benefits and friendly service. SECU offers free checking, youth programs, and a variety of competitive home and auto loans. But we're not state employees. Oh, that's okay. SECU has many other membership options. You should check into it, right?
I will. Visit SECU.org. Call 800-YES-SECU or stop by one of our 10 locations. State Employees Credit Union. Working together for a better future. Member NCUA and an equal lender.
When it comes to service to motorhomes, nobody does it like Gillette and State RV. Hi, this is Jeremy. You and your family come out to Gillette today. We have Mid-Michigan's largest selection of both new and pre-owned pop-ups, travel cutters, circles, and motorhomes. With over 300 units to fit your budget. Have you been thinking about getting a pop-up? How about a new Jayco pop-up starting at low $79 a month? So remember, when it comes to you getting the most affordable pop-up to luxury motorhomes, we've got it at Gillette and State RV. Top of the second inning, Lansing gives Yorkin Ferreras a 2-0 lead to work with here as we go to the second. Lansing gets two in the bottom of the first. Solo home run by McQuaid. And then a RBI double by Drew Larson. First inning ended kind of weird for the Lugnuts, though, with Allen being called out a batter interference to end the first inning. Now, Collie lucky on the first pitch swing. He fouls it back behind the plate. 0-1. Rick was at the plate. And after a pitch, Dwayne, the catcher, went to second base to try to double off Drew Larson. He kind of double clutched a little bit and throw went into center field. And home plate umpire Bobby Bryce said that Alan Rick interfered, with Dwayne just attempting to throw Larson out. Therefore, due to that interference, Rick is out. On one pitch, Howie swings and sends it down the line and right. If it's fair, so it's going to hook and go foul. Just a long strike off the bat of Matt. Oh, left fielder, a 256 average with 10 home runs and 53 runs driven in. Phil's got a hit in the first inning off of Yorkin Ferreras. Lansing came back with 3 in the bottom of the first off of Abel Moreno. They take a 2-0 lead. 1-2 pitch. Polly takes it down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to thank Oldsmobile for sponsoring the pregame show tonight. Good friends at Oldsmobile sponsor the pregame show each and every night in the broadcast. And in the postgame show tonight, we'll have the game summary brought to you by Farm Beer Insurance, making your future more predictable. Next offering by Ferreras is down low. Now, full count on Matt Pollock. Lefty on lefty here. Fastball taken away. Ball 4. Ferreras' second walk of the night. It's kind of an unusual trend for the Yorkin man here early in his ball game. 2 walks, not as many as he had walked in 10 previous appearances for the Lugnuts. His back covering 4, 6, and 2/3. And it was the shortstop now steps in. He hits from the right side. 254 average with 11 home runs and 62 rushes in. Ferreras' first hit counts to third. Wants to go to second for one, back to first, a double play. Second twin killing tonight by the Lugnuts. This one goes 5 for 3. A little more routine than the one turned in the first inning by Marquez and Rojas to the pair cut. That was just the same. And now, 2 outs, nobody on here in inning number 2. Looking Ferreras during the course of the season. It's been a guy that's been throwing a few more fly balls and ground balls than fly balls. There's a shot base hit over Rojas in the left field. Blake ball comes first pitch swinging. He is Cedar after third of the night. And he has a 2-out single here to extend the inning for Tommy Dwayne. Ferreras on the season came into ball game today with 38 ground balls issued, just 1 fly ball. And he knows the defense behind him, especially the middle infielders, and especially Carlos Rojas, the shortstop, have the ability to get anything that's hit on the ground. That's just smart pitching by Ferreras. It can get the hitters to chop those pitches into the ground. Dwayne gets first pitch fouling back behind the plate. It's 0-1. Well, at the plate, Dwayne just has a number on the back of his road gray jersey, so it looks like the protective covering that covers his chest when he's behind the plate also extends back behind his jersey. And picked a pitch out, and they guessed wrong. His runner from first base, Boston is not moving. After 1 ball, 1 strike count on Tommy Dwayne. Top of the second inning, 2-0 Lansing over Cedar Rapids here in the series finale. 2 outs and a 1-1 count on the catcher. Here comes the next pitch, and it's fouled up along the first base side, 1-2. Dwayne just took a half of a swing at that one and chewed up the first base off. Merrick hasn't struck out a hitter yet tonight, but he's looking for his first one here. It would end the second inning. Left-hander comes set on the mound, and the 1-2 pitch is wafted down the left field line. This is trouble if it's fair. It's going to hook, and it's going to be a fair ball as it kicks off the fair ball. That's a 2-run homer for Dwayne, and just like that, we're tied. His 10th homer of the year, RBIs 28 and 29. The Lugnuts got a home run from McQuaid in the bottom of the first inning. The Kernels get one with 2 outs here in the second. Tommy Dwayne. Rare just missed giving up a home run to Matt Polly to start the inning. So with 2 outs, Dwayne just touches him up. The third home run given up by Ferreira, this year's member of the Lugnuts. John Cosby will knock that the plate, take the first pitch, called strike, 0-1. 1 pitch. Cosby laces this one pretty well to the cap in left center field. It's going to split Fitzgerald to Walker. Chris Walker cuts it off before it can get to the warning track. Cosby will easily get to second base with a 2-out double. And the Kernels now with 4 hits on the night. And picks up another 2-out hit. 8 double here for Juan Cosby. It's kind of been this way for Ferreira this season. For whatever reason, when the Lugnuts score for him early in a ball game, he has the tendency sometimes to give either the lead back or give it up into a tie situation rather quickly. Take a start in South Bend on the first. That night, Lugnuts scored 4 first-inning runs for Ferreira, so then he came back and gave up 4 in the bottom of the first inning. I think Reese takes the lead in the second. Ferreira could just give it up in the bottom of the second. The pitch to Howie is taken for a ball outside. Ball with no strike. Well, that's York and Ferreira to come around a little bit if they want to go a little bit further in the playoffs. 1-0 pitch late hard into center field, but it's going to hang up for Chris Walker. That was a well-tagged ball again, but thankfully hung up in the end. Kernels defending, but they tie up 2-1 on 3 hits, no errors, and the Kernels leave no 1 runner on base. Below the bottom of the second inning next. Tie 2 on 92 of the second.
April is National Donate Life Month, and the National Kidney Foundation is asking all Americans to consider becoming an organ or tissue donor. The simple act of signing an organ donor card and discussing your wishes with your family may save the life of one of the 83,000 Americans currently on the waiting list for a transplant. Want more information? Learn about organ donation today or request a free donor card by calling the National Kidney Foundation at 800-622-9010. That's 800-622-9010.
The future's looking better and brighter every day. With neighbors and friends who stand beside you all the way. Always there when you need us. People you can trust. Your family and future are always safe with us. From your insurance.
Hey, Lugnut fans, check out the new face of the Lugnuts at LansingLugnuts.com. The official team site is your all-access pass to Lugnuts baseball. View our special fan section to see upcoming promotions, pictures of Lugnut fans in action at Olds Park, and read the most current news about your Lugnuts in the press room. Don't forget that LansingLugnuts.com is the fastest and most convenient way to purchase tickets to all of your Lugnut home games. And the latest in hot Lugnuts apparel from the Nuts and Bolts store. The Lansing Lugnuts, where everyone gets to play.
Well, Lansing took an early 2-0 lead tonight against the Cedar Rapids Kernels, but Cedar Rapids comes back and gets two back in the top of the second inning. A 2-out, 2-run home run by Tommy Duanchik knocks the score up to 2 runs apiece. Ryan Fitzgerald, Urias Marquez, and Carlos Rojas here in the second for the Lugnuts. 1-0 pitch by Moreno. Fitzgerald breaks his bat, and a liner right to second. Kendrick will field on the fly. And the Fat Boys are going to have to run on the field now and get the splintered piece of hitting lumber for Ryan Fitzgerald. 1-1 down to Lansing here in the second inning. Here's the second baseman, Urias Marquez. Well, Iba Moreno has been a better pitcher on the road this year than he has been at home when you look at his earned run average. ERA at home this year, 4.10. On the road, it's 2.91. For whatever reason, Moreno has just pitched a little bit better, or has gotten a little bit worse defense on the road, and he has at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Ethics called strike to start his first at bat. Left-handed hitting second baseman, 237 average with 1 home run and 11 runs driven in. 0-1 pitch, he takes a break away. The count is now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Moreno, a guy who had a real shaky June, rebounded nicely, winning 3 of his last 4 decisions. Breaking pitch there. Marquez swings in, fouls it back. It's 1-2. And in the bottom of the second inning, a 2-2 tie between the Lugnuts and the Kernels. 1 out, nobody on base. And the 1-2 pitch by Moreno. Marquez gets fisted, but he sends a fly ball into right center field. It's going to hang up, though, for Blake Balsam. Comes over and puts it away. 2 up, 2 down here in the second for the Lugnuts. We want to thank Go Workout for being the official workout facility of your Lansing Lugnuts. Go Workout is open 24 hours a day, and they've got 4 ways you can work out. Cardiovascular workout, weight machines, free weights, and personal instruction, all at Go Workout, the official workout facility of your Lansing Lugnuts. Carlos Rojas trying to start a little 2-out rally here for Lansing in the second. First pitch, he takes the called strike, 0-1. Rojas had 2 runs driven in yesterday. Get the RBI total up to 30. 215 with no home runs and 30 runs driven in. 0-1 pitch, you take it inside, and now it's the ball in the front. In the third inning, we're going to give you the last few scoreboards for the first time, brought to you by Last Year, your credit union for life. 1-1 pitch, Rojas, the base hit into left center field. He went after a fastball and just drove it into the gap in left center field. 2-out single for Carlos Rojas. He's starting to turn it around again offensively. And that will be a huge boost in the Lugnuts come postseason if Rojas' bat can get hot. Here's Chris Walker now, the leadoff man, also won the match. He struck out his first time up. And Walker continue the inning. First pitch, he swings and fouls it up along the first base side, 0-1. A 2-2 tie between Lansing and Cedar Rapids here in the finale of this 4-game series. It'll be the last time we see the Kernels in the 2004 season. Unless the 2 teams meet up in the Midwest League Championship Series in mid-September. 0-1 pitch. Walker takes outside. Rojas is running. Throw to second base. Even though the umpire slips and falls down, Sermon makes the call. Rojas is out. And caught stealing. 2-6 for the final out in the second inning. No runs ahead. No errors and nobody left on base. We'll go to the third inning next. Lansing and Cedar Rapids tied at 2 on 92.7 The Ticket.
The following is an important announcement from Challenge Mortgage. No matter what your credit situation is, Challenge Mortgage can help. Whether you have good credit, bad credit, no credit, and turned down for a loan, want to consolidate debt, rebuild your credit, or get cash out, Challenge Mortgage has great programs regardless of your credit situation. Do it now while the rates are low. Call today, 877-922-2522.
Big enough to get the job done and small enough to care. Challenge Mortgage. You'll find a way. Sure, you've heard the song.
Take me out to the ball.
And that's great. After the ball game is over, I say take me out to Rum Runners, Lansing's #1 nighttime fun spot and best place to go dancing. Rum Runners has 2 great clubs featuring the world famous dual and piano, the hottest piece of today, and outrageous drink specials. Lugnuts fans, show your ticket stub and get in for free. Located at 601 East Michigan Avenue across from Oldsmobile Park. Rum Runners is a proud partner of the Lansing Lugnuts radio broadcast. So after some grand slam and Lugnuts baseball, make sure that you say take me out to Rum Runners.
Imagine an elegant atmosphere with a soft live piano, warm candlelight, and exquisite food. The setting is the Fairbanks Grill. Fairbanks Grill is a delightfully enticing restaurant that doesn't believe that elegance and style must arrive in a sports coat. After a day at the office, an afternoon of shopping, or following the big game, there's nothing as relaxing and enjoyable as a wonderful dinner at Fairbanks Grill. The Fairbanks Grill is minutes from anywhere in Lansing on South Cedar, just 2 blocks south of Mount Hope. Fairbanks Grill, a great place to meet for great things to eat.
Top of the third inning, a 2-2 tie between the Lugnuts and the Kernels. Ryan Leakey, Balthazar Lopez, and Michael Collins here in inning number 2 for the Kernels. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for both teams tonight. 2 innings to play. Leahy kicked the first pitch, and the ball inside. They appeal out, but Dixon Sherman said that Leahy's bat went not far enough through the zone to get called a strike. 1-0 pitch by Ferreira, and Leahy swings and bounces it. Here's Marquez. He sucks it up on 2 hops and then throws to first. 1 up and 1 down here in the third for the Kernels. Here's the first baseman, Balthazar Lopez, get into a double play first time up. Let's take a look at the Last View scoreboard for the first time tonight, brought to you by Last View, your credit union for life. We'll start off in the big leagues first of all tonight, and in the second segment of the Last View scoreboard, the 7th, we'll do the Midwest League first, as Lopez, first pitch, swing fouls attacking hard to play, 0-1. Tigers at home tonight against the White Sox at Comerica Park, going to the top of the third inning. It's 1-0 Chicago. The Yankees 1-0 over Cleveland, bottom of the second inning at Jacobs Field. Boston and Toronto, those four in the bottom of the second. Interaction, Minnesota at Texas, Tampa Bay at Seattle, Kansas City at Anaheim, and Baltimore at Oakland. 0-1 bunt attempt. Third baseman Larson fields and throws to first, not in time. Lopez, an infield bunt base hit. He hit into a double play his first time up, but then trickery here in the third. The Kernels have 5 hits now, as Lopez is 1 for 2. That's the DH Michael Collins. He threw out deep to left his first time up. National League scores. Cubs at home night against the Brewers, 8:05 p.m. at Wrigley Field. Action underway in the National League. Los Angeles 1-0 over Montreal in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch, Collins takes the fastball away. It's 2-0 over Arizona, bottom of the second. The Mets and Padres score top of the second at Shea Stadium. St. Louis is stuck for an early run in Cincinnati. 1-0 bottom of the second inning. Cardinals over the Reds. Colorado and Atlanta are scored in the top of the first. San Francisco and Florida tonight. A delayed start down at South Beach to probably wet weather at Pro Player Stadium. Philadelphia and Houston. And Milwaukee at the Cubs. Those are the only other 2 games we played running on tonight in the National League. It's big league action. 1-0 pitch. Collins takes the called strike in 21. In the Midwest League, see if any other games are underway besides ours, as we'll hear in the top of the third inning. Fort Wayne, 1-0 over Clinton in the top of the third at Memorial Stadium. Beloit and Peoria, no score in the top of the third inning. On 1 pitch, Collins takes the fastball up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's Michigan at South Bend, Dayton and Kane County, Compton and Quad City, and Battle Creek in Burlington tonight. We'll see them all later in the Midwest League. 2-1 pitch by Ferreira. Now, as he cuts that on the mound. Here comes, and Collins swings and sends a fly ball into center field. Chris Walker backs up a couple steps and puts it away. 2 outs now here in the third inning. Back to first base goes Lopez. A 2-2 tie between the Lugnuts and the Kernels here in the finale of this 4-game series. He jumps out to the early lead tonight. It's still a home run by McQuaid in the first inning. But the Lugnuts up 1-0. Then a 2-out double by Larson. And a 2-0 Lansing lead. But Rick left Larson in scoring position when he was called out for batter's interference. A 2-1 assist to put out on Rick to retire the inning for Lugnuts. And the Colonel came back to 2 in the top of the second inning. After 2 out, nobody out. They ball from a single, and Tommy Dwayne just a 2-run home run on the left field line off the fair pole. Howie, first pitch, swinging a base hit into right field. Ground ball gets through the right side. Lopez creeps all the way towards third, and he will get there in safely. Slid he didn't need to, but that is now at the corners for the Kernels. Ferreira has got a 6 hit tonight in 2 2/3 innings. And that's a 2-out hit that extends the inning for Brandon Wood. Wood hit into a double play his first time up. And Ferrer is kind of looking into the Lugnuts dugout to see if Mike Anderson, the pitching coach, is going to come out and pay him a visit here in the top of the third inning. Remember, Ferrer's coming back from that Tommy John surgery, so his durability in terms of going deep into games at this point still is not there. His longest outing all year has been 5 innings. He's done that in each of his last 2 starts. First pitch, Wood takes the call, strike, nothing, and 1. Lugnuts got an outstanding performance by Carlos Marmol in the series opener. But they had to go to their bullpen a little bit in the second and third game in this series. On 1 pitch, Wood swings and sends a fair drive down the third base side. That's going to get in the left field corner. Scoring is Lopez. Streaking towards third is Howie. They're going to wave him home as he gets away from Fitzgerald in the corner. Throw to third, and they will get Brandon Wood. Trying to get into a triple, but it's too late to score 2 other runs for the Kernels as they take a 4-2 lead in the inning. 2 runs batted in for Wood. His 63rd and 64th. Lopez and Howie score. At the inning. A 4-2 Cedar Rapids lead. Heading to the bottom of the third inning on 97.
Pepsi brings you the history of lunch. A brief history of the hamburger. Hamburg is the name of the town of Hamburg, where it first became popular to grind up cow meat. Why? I don't know. Maybe people hated cows. Maybe they had a particularly different strain of cow that had to be put in check. I don't know, but that's what they did. They ground them up. Anyway, these later dudes from Texas figured out if you put that patty between 2 slices of bread, it tastes good. And they called it a hamburger, which really ticked off the Italian people of Hamburg because that's what they called themselves. Man, irony is wasting on some people. Anyway, he killed up a hamburger with Pepsi, and a great American lunch was born. And that is sweet. A hamburger and ice cold. And all because a bunch of people had power cows and ground them up. Come on, people. That's not cooking. That's a vendetta.
Without Pepsi, it's just not lunch. Pepsi, it's the cola.
Attention families and kids. Lugnuts want you to know that Old Park is the place for kids every Sunday day. Join us each and every Sunday home game of the Cedar to take part in Meyer Kids Day. Grab a balloon, get your face painted, make your own baseball card open, and have a ball in one of our 3 inflatables. And don't forget to catch free live entertainment at the Meyer main stage in the 4th inning. Plus, every Sunday you can run the bases after the game with Pepsi. Who wouldn't love Meyer Kids Day? Sunday at Old Park is the place to be, and Meyer Kids Day is the reason why. The Lansing Lugnuts, where everyone gets to play.
Well, bottom of the third inning, Yorkin Perez has given up 2 2-out runs in each of the last 2 innings. He gave up a 2-out, 2-run home run. Tom Dwayne in the second inning. He tied the score, and he just gave up a 2-out, 2-run double to Brandon Wood. Wood was out trying to stretch it into a triple, but Lopez and Polly score on the play. He got away from Ryan Fitzgerald in the left field corner, and now it's Cedar Rapids and Abel Moreno out to a 4-2 advantage here in the third inning. 4 unanswered runs for the Kernels in this ball game tonight. Walker, McQuaid, and DePerick here in the bottom of the third for the Lugnuts. Walker hits the first pitch away. Now the next pitch comes inside too low. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Chris Walker. 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout swinging to start Lansing's offense tonight. 0-2-0 pitch. Walker sends a little flare in the air to left. He's going to hang McCullough. Shades in a couple and puts it away. And 1 up, 1 down for Lansing here to third. Well, back here at beautiful Oldsmobile Park, the field looks great, and it's kept that way by Truza and Temple. Truza and Temple, great job at Oldsmobile Park, keeping the home of the 2003 Midwest League champions, looking great all season long. Green Camelot is the official lawn care provider. Every Lansing Lugnuts. Here's McQuaid. First pitch, he gets the call, strike, nothing, and 1. T-Mac 1 for 1 tonight, a home run in the first inning off of Moreno, give Lansing a 1-0 lead. This pitch is down low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The pair could foul with a double, and then a batter later, Larson doubled him in, but Lansing up 2-0. The Kernels got 2 in the second and 2 more here in the top of the third to jump out the 4-2 lead. 1-2 pitch by Moreno. McQuaid swings and hits a little flare up along the right side. First baseman Lopez fields to the pitcher. Moreno covering. It is out 3-1 to the second out here in the third inning. And here comes the first baseman, Brian DePerick. DePerick with that double and a run scored his first time up. 2 outs, nobody on this time. The second plate appears tonight. 4-2 Cedar Rapids lead here in the bottom of the third inning. And Abel Marino looks like he's settling down a little bit on the mound after a shaky first inning. He gave up 3 base hits. First pitch is a fastball that misses away to Brian DePere. 1-0. And the Lugnuts slugging first baseman, Brian DePere. 1-0 pitch taken away once again. Now it's 2 balls in the strike on DePere. Brian DePere with a 27-game hitting streak earlier in the season. A couple guys are threatening to tie that tonight in the minor leagues. 2-0 pitch. DePere ropes another one, the gap in left center field, but this time Howie comes over and makes the catch. The center fielder puts it away. That'll do it for the Lugnuts in the 3rd inning. Talk a little bit more about those hitting streaks for you in the 4th. We head there next. Lansing down 4-2 on 92.7 The Ticket.
Download Welcome Road on West Saginaw and at Brandon. Experience the thrill of the drill. Hi, the Victorian Pontiac Chevrolet. Billy Brandon Chevrolet. Boy, you know, Buicks and Pontiacs cost a lot less than St. John's because they don't have any overhead up there. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, they're selling almost out of 10. But boy, our price is right. You better check it. 1877 Sundance to get up there. And if you're looking for a fun automobile, a used one, I hope you use one if you're looking for one. How about a 2001 Cedar? $225 down, $225 a month, nice car, tax included. How about a 2002 Honda Civic? $29 down, $249 a month, taxes included. Still so car dealer, you'll have a lot more than that. Here's a what's that thing?
Ford Subaru Emergency all-wheel drive.
$89 down, $89 a month. What do you got there in your place, honey?
The 2003 Buick Lucille for under $200 a month. How about an 02 Grand Prix for $179 a month?
Hey, brand new cars, used cars, and these import cars. I hope you see Sundance. We're the best in the state of Michigan. We're dealers.
We got the top of the 4th inning. Lansing down 4-2 in the series finale of the Kernels. We welcome Tommy Glanges and Quan Cosby here in inning number 4. Wilson Ferreira still on the mound for the Lugnuts. First pitch of the 4th, Falcom. A swing and a miss, 0-1. And Falcom couldn't catch up with a fastball by Ferreira. 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Kernels. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Lugnuts. Come on, the 0-1 hit by Ferreira is fouled back behind the plate, 0-2. We're talking about those hitting streaks that Brian DePere was facing some competition from in terms of tying his 27-game hitting streak, which is the 2nd longest in minor league baseball this season. Pablo Asuna of the Phillies organization and Enrique Cruz of the Brewers organization tonight going for 27 straight. Falcom, 0-2 pitch, takes the call, strike 3. And 1 out here in the 4th inning for the Colonel. Ferreira gets his first strikeout of the night. And characteristically walked 2 so far tonight. Gave up a 2-out, 2-run homer to Glanges, the catcher, in the 2nd inning. Tied the ball game up and then gave up a 2-out, 2-run double to Brandon Wood. That put Cedar Rapids ahead. That came in inning number 3. Here's Glanges for the 2nd time up. First pitch, he takes a ball inside. 1-0 strike. And he jumped after a 2-0 lead early on, but the Kernels have scored the last 4 runs. What a pitch to Glanges. And another soaring fly ball on the left that it's going to hang up this time as it's still. Back in, then come back a couple steps and makes the catch. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Here's the center fielder, Quan Cosby. Cosby fouled with a double behind Wayne's home run in the 2nd. It was stranded when Howie Kendrick flew out to center field. And it's also a hard hit ball. The Kernels haven't been fooled tonight by Ferreira, and his offering come out. Left-hander kicks and fires. Cosby on the tap, back behind the ball. Plate Rick scored. He couldn't get it. Alan Rick tried to make the catch on a butt back by Cosby, but he just couldn't make the play. What an effort there. He lost the helmet, he lost the mask, but he just couldn't make the play. No balls and a strike now on Cosby. And back to the mound goes Jordan Ferreira. And now kicks and fires. Cosby not showing but this time, but swinging, fouls the back behind play. 0-2. And Collins, Larson, Rick in the bottom of the 4th inning for Lansing, trying to come back against Abel Moreno. Overcast night here in Lansing as we approach the 8 o'clock hour. It's the pitch. Cosby fouls it back behind the plate once again. And Ferreira kind of snaps at the baseball. He got it back in his glove. Catcher Alan Rick. Come on, go to pitch. Cosby shoots it foul down the third base. Let's pause 10 seconds now for station identification. This is your Lugnuts baseball on 92.7 The Ticket.
Lansing Sports Leader, 92.1 WTXQ, St. John's, East Lansing. The Ticket, a Mid-Michigan radio roof station.
0-2 pitch. Cosby gets under a fastball, pops it up back into shallow right. There is the second pitch to Marquez. He's under it. He's got it. And Cedar Rapids goes in order in the fourth. That's the first time the Kernels have gone down in order tonight against Stewart and Ferrer. And we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Trailing 4-2 on 92.7 The Ticket.
It's Chevy Truck Fest, and there's never been a better time to get truck into your Chevy dealer. We're making an unprecedented offer on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. Right now, get 0% APR finance for 60 months for qualified buyers, plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every Chevy truck and SUV, like Silverado, Trailblazer, and Tahoe. Monthly payment is $16.67 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment is 12%. Some customers will not qualify. See dealer for details. Take delivery by 6104. It's Chevy Truck Fest. See your local Chevy dealer today.
April is National Donate Life Month, and the National Kidney Foundation is asking all Americans to consider becoming an organ tissue donor. The simple act of signing an organ donor card and discussing your wishes with your family may save the life of more than 83,000 Americans currently on the waiting list for a transplant. Want more information? Learn about organ donation today or request a free donor card by calling the National Kidney Foundation 800-622-9010. That's 800-622-9010.
Well, Mojo just wrapped up another great promotion here at Oldsmobile Park. You can catch Mojo the afternoons on Q106. He does a great job for our stadium MC here at Oldsmobile Park. Kevin Collins will lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. A first pitch foul back behind the plate. 0-1 on Collins, who flew out to right his first time up. 4-2. Cedar Rapids over the Lugnuts here in the fourth inning. Abel Moreno kicks and fires. The 0-1 pitch. Collins takes the fastball just away. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Kernels went down for the first time 1-2-3. And York and Ferrer at the top half of the inning. 1-1 pitch. Collins is swinging strike at 1-2. 31 home runs and 76 runs driven in for Collins. Second best on the team in terms of home runs. Also second best in terms of runs batted in. Second to Brian DeTerra. 1-2 pitch. Collins takes down low, and it's 2-2. You have to wonder what kind of numbers Collins would have offensively if he didn't miss a month, almost with a shoulder injury. Found him for the better part of 3 weeks. And when you think about it, coming back from that injury, there's that adjustment time that Collins had for about a week. So, in essence, he's about 4 to 4.5 weeks. Next pitch comes up high. Now it's a full count to Kevin Collins. Abel Moreno has not walked the batter yet tonight. They love to get Collins on and lead off block here in the fourth inning. They off pitch. Collins is swinging a miss, so strike 3. Second strikeout instead for Moreno. He got Walker starts the ball game. Now he gets Collins to start the fourth inning. It's the third baseman, Drew Larson. That's going to RBI double his first time up. That's what Lansing up 2-0. He was stranded at second baseman. Alan Rick was called out for batter's interference in the first inning. Cubs farm report for you. We'll do that in the fifth inning. Give you an update on the parent club, Iowa, West Tennessee, and also Boise. And then they're after yesterday's ball game. They'll come up in inning number 5 of the broadcast tonight. Larson, first pitch, he takes down low. 1 ball and 0 strike. I know this is his first career appearance against the Lugnuts. Took a loss out in August 2003. The Kernels at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And holds off in the 1-0 pitch outside the 2 balls and no strikes. That night in late August of last year, Moreno 6 2/3 innings, gave up 9 hits, just an earned run, and struck out 7. 2-0 pitch. Larson takes, hits down low. It's 3-0. It's exceptional that night. Pitched exceptional against Lansing at home in May of this season. It's come back nicely after giving up those 2 first-inning runs tonight. 2-0 pitch is a called strike at 3-1. No 3-1 pitch. Larson swings and tees off pretty good to left center field. This ball is going to kick off the wall. Larson's going to have another double as he cruises into second base. Cosby, the center fielder, just plays it off the wall on a hop. Larson back-to-back double tonight, and the Lugnuts now have a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Alan Rick. And he's got a chance to redeem himself here in the 4th inning after being called out for that batter interference in the 1st. On play, Tommy Duane just tried to pick off Drew Larson after the pitch was fired in by Moreno. Home plate umpire Bobby Price ruled that Rick interfered with the throw up to one, which was way wild and way high into center field. First pitch here, Rick is swinging strike. It's 0-1. We're in the last of the 4th, 4-2. Kernels lead the Lugnuts, but Lansing has a runner at second base. That's Drew Larson. He's there with 1 out. 1-1 count on Alan Rick. Moreno comes out the 0-1 pitch. Rick another swing and a miss and another breaking pitch. And it's an 0-2 count for Alan Rick here in the 4th inning.
Lansing Sports Leader, 91 WTX2, St. John's, East Lansing. The Ticket, a Mid-Michigan radio group station.
Alan Fitzgerald waits on deck. 0-2 pitch, another breaking pitch, another swing and a miss. Boy, Rick over matched and that at that. 2 outs in the 4th inning. And second strikeout of the inning for Moreno, 3 on the night. Lugnuts are going to score here in the 4th. It's going to be up to Ryan Fitzgerald for 1 tonight. He lined out the second. Broken bat swing in the 2nd inning. First pitch here, he swings and misses, 0-1. Fitzgerald threw out Warner Madrigal at the plate in the 4th inning last night. That was an exciting play that kept Lansing in a 2-1 lead. And they go on to win the ball game last night by a score of 5-2. They would throw out 2 runners at the plate in the 4th inning. Fitzgerald play ended the inning. 0-1 pitch, misses away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Fitzgerald taps the black bat on the plate a couple times. Now lays it to his zone, the right-handed batter's box. He waits the 1-1 pitch from Abel Moreno. Here it comes, and Fitzgerald swings and fouls it back behind the plate, 1-2. Escape from Comerica Park in Detroit, out of the 4th inning now. Detroit behind a Carlos Pena grand slam homer in the 3rd. It's a 4-1 lead over the White Sox. Brandon Ames just tripled. Runner at third base nearly out in the bottom of the 4th inning. So the Tigers look to add on to their lead at Comerica Park at the bottom of the 4th. 1-2 pitch. Fitzgerald takes up high. It's 2-2. Well, the Tigers, they win this ball game tonight. They go to 60-65 on the field and move within a game of the White Sox in the standings in the Central Division. 2-2 pitch. Fitzgerald takes inside. It's 3-2. You think about it. Win tonight, they win tomorrow. They could be your 3rd place Detroit Tigers in the Central Division. Still have a lot of distance to catch up to the 1st place. And plus, that's a heck of an improvement by Alan Trammell and staff this year. Payoff pitch. Fitzgerald takes shots off. All 4. 2-out walk. Extends the inning for Marquez. There's the first walk of the night issued by Abel Moreno. Talked about in the 1st inning how Moreno doesn't walk a lot of guys. This is 29th walk in the season now. The right-hander. He struck out 113. Ahead of those 29 walks. Marquez now the second base 0-1 tonight. He flew out to right his first time up. Got on lefty here. Moreno pitch and fires. Marquez first pitch swinging. This could be trouble, but it's going to hang up to the second baseman Kendrick. A top fly that shifted back into shallow center. Kendrick goes back and easily put it away to end the 4th inning. One run not threatened. No runs are hit. No errors and 2 left on base. And we'll go to the 5th inning next. Lansing 4-2. Now 92-7-6.
Imagine an elegant atmosphere with a soft live piano, warm candlelight, and exquisite food. The setting is the Fairbanks Grill. Fairbanks Grill is a delightfully enticing restaurant that doesn't leave the elegance and style must arrive in Fort Choke. After a day at the office, an afternoon of shopping, or following the big game, there's nothing as relaxing and enjoyable as a wonderful dinner at Fairbanks Grill. The Fairbanks Grill is missed from anywhere in Lansing on South Cedar, just 2 blocks south of Mount Hope. Fairbanks Grill, a great place to meet, or great things to eat.
Why are men all over America talking about testosterone? Listen.
After I tried testosterone, I felt like I was the man I wanted to be. I wish I found out about sooner, but I feel like I'm more of a man now than when I was younger.
I'm Dr. Richard Cohen, MD, men's health specialist. In many men, testosterone levels can fall rapidly after age 35. But now there's Testosterone, the complete performance-boosting system I designed for men who are starting to feel their age. If you don't feel like the man you used to be, call now for a 30-day risk-free trial of the Testosterone system, which includes my bonus report on aging and its effects on energy, sex drive, and stamina, free with your order.
Call now for your confident trial of Testosterone. 1-800-451-9814. 1-800-451-9814. Results will vary. 1-800-451-9814. Guarantee or your money back. 1-800-451-9814.
Jeff Van Over back at Oldsmobile Park to go to the top of the 5th inning. Howie Kendrick first pitch swinging a base hit into center field. The Kernels second baseman gets their 8th of the night. He is now 1 for 2. Been on base twice. He starts the 5th with a single off of Jorgen Ferreira. Out here for inning number 5. No activity in Lansing's bullpen. Lugnuts now 4-2 to the Kernels. And here comes Ryan Lippy to third base, and he's 1 for 2 tonight. Dave Wells doing the production work as always. A great job by Dave back in the studios tonight. Need to get the offense looking for the Lugnuts here in the middle and late inning. Leahy first pitch swing and a miss. Go to second base. Kendrick is going to be out. That was a close play to be called batter's interference by Leahy. Kind of took a swing across the plate. It's 0-1. Kendrick erased 2-6 from across the inning by Rick. And 1 out here in the 5th inning. Earlier in the game, Alan Rick was called out of batter interference. Leahy kind of swung at that pitch and then kind of stepped into the play area. But Rick still in time to get Kendrick. 0-1 pitch. Walker came in. Now he shifts back and it's up over his head. You haven't seen that happen all year. Walker will hit the ball in, but it's a 1-out double by Leahy. It's a good thing that Howie Kendrick was picked off of the base paths by Alan Rick. Otherwise, the Kernels might have runners at second and third, or it might be a 5-2 lead. I've never seen Chris Walker do that all year. He came in on the ball initially and realized it was up and over his head, and even his good speed couldn't help him on that one, as Leahy picked up double number 1. This is the team of the Kernels tonight, but it's first double of the year. Here's Balthazar Lopez, who's been as hot as they come. 1 for 2 tonight. He's 11 for his last 22. That's a 500 clip. First pitch taken away from Ferreira. It's 1-0. Do the Cup Farm report for you here in the 5th inning. And Ferreira comes down on the 1-0 pitch to Lopez. He takes down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Now Mike Anderson, the pitching coach, on the Lugnuts dugout, the first base side. He motions down to the bullpen. It's like Remy Pabuk, who's going to get loosened up to the Lugnuts. 4-2 Cedar Rapids lead here in the 5th. 1 out and runner at second base. 2-0 pitch. Lopez, a foul drive up along first base. Yesterday, the Cubs took care of Milwaukee at Wrigley Field, 8-3. Carlos Zambrano, 12-7. After the victory, he went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits and struck out 9. Took a no-hitter in the 7th inning, did Zambrano. And he lost it in the 7th, but got win number 12. That will play close to Milwaukee tonight at 8:05 p.m. And you can catch that action on 921. Just down the radio now. 2-1 pitch. Lopez fouls the attack at 2-6. Iowa was defeated by New Orleans yesterday, 9-6. The Iowa Cubs are 73-55 now. 6.5 game lead in their division. And we'll play New Orleans again tonight at 8:05 p.m. Here comes Seth. And the 2-2 pitch to Lopez. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's a big strikeout there. It's now 2 out in the inning. And his second strikeout of the game. And he will have to stay at second for the time being. Here's the DH, Michael Collins. He's 0 for 2 tonight. With 2 flyouts to the outset. Flew out to Fitzgerald. His first time up. That ended inning on 1 and flew out to
Cedar in the third. Tennessee got Montgomery yesterday, 5-0 on in Alabama. And Greenberg was 1 for 2 with a rush in the third. Remember the Diamondbacks, the Sea-Jacks are once again at Riverwalk Stadium tonight. Take on the Biscuits, 8:05 p.m. That game is getting underway down in Montgomery. 1-0 pitch to Collins. He swings and shoots one, just fouled on the first base side. Look out, Lenny Pablos in the Lugnut bullpen. The postponed the game yesterday, boy. The Daytona Cubs, they've had a rough month here in August, not necessarily because they've been losing a lot of ball games, just because they've been losing a lot of ball games to weather down in Florida. Of course, the unfortunate situation with Hurricane Charlie that came to the Florida area, but Daytona Cubs have had their record stay at 65-53 for some time. Well, and Collins fouls it up along the first base side. It's 1-2. The top of the fifth inning here in Lansing, 4-2 Lugnuts trail Cedar Rapids. On the second base is Ryan Lacey. He doubled with 1 out. And he was there now with 2 outs after Lopez struck out swinging. Boise got a win yesterday, 8-4 over Everett. Auction out 34-29. And they lead the division by a game. Kyle Blair with 3 for Boise at Everett again tonight at 10:05. 1-2 pitch. Collins just down low. And 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blair wanted that pitch to get called by home plate umpire Bobby Price. The left the race on deck. He would hit next if Michael Collins reaches here in the fifth. Already 9 hits off of Ferreras tonight. 2-2 pitch. Collins a little faster into the first baseman Ferreras field. Ferreras is late, covering to the back and streaking towards the plate and scoring is Ryan Leahy. And now Lansing is down 5-2. A mental mistake by Ferreras cost the Lugnuts a run there. It's late to the bag at first, an infield base hit for Collins, and give credit to Leahy. With 2 outs, he never stopped running around third base. So now the Lugnuts are down by 3 runs. It's another 2-out run for the Kernels here in the fifth. We'll get Collins his 12 RBI for right now. It's a mental mistake by Joaquin Ferreras there. It was a slow chopper to the right side. The Parrots did hit that. That's the ball. Ferreras, though, just late in covering off the mound. That's how he takes the first 6 calls back, 0-1. The speed of Michael Collins out of right-handed batter's box is too much for Ferreras to deal with down the line. 0-1 pitch. Holly swings and pops, attacking on the plate. It's 0-2. Let's look at your Cubs Fund report here in 50. And remember, you can go on the website, LansingLugnuts.com, and click on the Alumni Tracker feature each and every night and determine how your favorite former Lugnuts are doing across the minor league levels, not only in the Cubs system, but also in the other organizations. Those 2 pitch. Holly is swinging a miss, strike 3. Ferreras gets his second strikeout of the inning. But the Colonel scores another run. 1 run on 3 more hits off Ferreras. He's given up 10 in 5 innings. No errors, and another left down base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning next. It's Cedar at the spot. Lansing 2 on 92.7 the 5th.
When some banks say free checking, what they really mean is mostly free. That's not true at National City. When they say free, they mean it. And that's why my bank is National City.
At National City, free checking means no minimum balance, unlimited transactions, and free online bill payments, and no fee for using your check card. To sign up for free checking, visit any National City location or call 800-347-5626. Member FDIC.
April is National Donate Life Month, and the National Kidney Foundation is asking all Americans to consider becoming an organ or tissue donor. Simple as signing an organ donor card and discussing your wishes with your family may save the life of one of the 83,000 Americans currently on the waiting list for a transplant. Want more information about organ donation today or request a free donor card? Call the National Kidney Foundation at 800-622-9010. That's 800-622-9010. So here's a way to lug up and quench your thirst for some great baseball. Now, let's just quench your thirst. So the big mind brought to you the Corona Buffett Beach Party and your Taco Beauty Contest. The Lugnuts and Henry Distributing team up for most and Thirsty Thursday once again this season. Every Thursday home game during the 2004 season, Lugnuts fans will be able to purchase 20-ounce beers and 22-ounce sodas for just $2. Also, be sure to try our ever-popular hot wings. Grab 4 of our tasty buffalo wings for just $2. Both Thirsty Thursday and the Lugnuts, satisfying you all season long. The Lansing Lugnuts, where everyone gets to play.
Cedar Rapids now leads Lansing 5-2. At the bottom of the 5th inning, a 2-out RBI single infield by Michael Collins towards Ryan Leahy all the way from second base. Carlos Rojas takes the first pitch, called second, 0-1. Rojas got 1 for 1. He's one of the ones that's 5 hits tonight. The 0-1 pitch to Abel Moreno, a swinging strike, and it's 0-2. 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for Cedar Rapids. 5 hits, no errors for Lansing. 0-2 pitch to Carlos Rojas. He takes the fastball away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. So the Kernels got a 2-out RBI in the 5th inning. They got 2 in the 3rd and 2 in the 2nd. All 5 of their runs tonight have come with 2 outs in the inning. Rojas fouls pitch off the plate to stay alive at 1-2. Lansing jumped out to the 2-0 lead tonight. 1 out, solo home run on McQuaid in inning number 1. By a score of 1-0. Then 2-out RBI double by Drew Larson. That scored Brian DeBear. Put the Lugnuts up by a score of 2-0, but the Kernels have scored 5 unanswered runs. 1-2 pitch. Rojas takes the fastball up and away. It's 2-2. Looks like the left-hander Ferreras might be done after 5 innings of action tonight. 2-2 pitch. Rojas is now worked the count full to 3-2. Falling behind 0-2. He's down to count back to a full one. Let's see if he can do a second walk from Abel Moreno. Payoff pitch on the way. Rojas swings and sends a drive in the gap in the right center field. Ties to the center fielder, dives. He can't get it. Rojas running hard towards second. He's fired in with a double. Another 2-hit night for Carlos Rojas. And the Lugnuts now the runner in scoring position with nobody out for Chris Walker. Back-to-back 2-hit nights for Carlos Rojas in this series. And he picks up the 2-base hit to start the bottom of the 5th for Lansing here, his 11th double of the year. Now it's time for the top of the order to get it going. Chris Walker was 0 for 2, steps to the plate. Takes the first pitch outside, 1 ball and no strike. Comes set. And the 1-0 pitch. Walker, a quarter of a swing, he went too far. His home plate Bobby Price, and it's now 1-1. It looks like Duanges and Abel Moreno were crossed up on that play as Duanges, the catcher, goes out to talk to his right-handed hurler, Abel Moreno, who is just 21 years old out on the mound. I told you we touched base in the standings in Midwest League as we got into the broadcast tonight. And we'll see that for you here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-1 pitch. Walker swinging strike, and it's 1-2. Lansing and South Bend qualifies for the Eastern Division in the first half of the 2004 season. Lansing will play the second half champ in round 1. Right now it's West Michigan who would be in that slot. Battle Creek isn't too far behind. 1-2 pitch. Walker takes just away, and it's 2-2. Yankees just a game and a half now behind the Whitecaps after losing yesterday. West Michigan winning their 6th straight. They've won 9 out of 10. They're moving to that top spot. And from set, the 2-2 pitch on the way. Walker takes again, down low, 3-2 now. Full count on Chris Walker. And Moreno kind of stalking around in the mound after that delivery. That was a pitch that he wanted. It's called the strike by Bobby Price. He saw Ferreras do it in the top of the 5th inning. A 5-2 Cedar Rapids lead here. It was second base, and nobody out for Lansing in the bottom of the 5th. Rojas is at second. He doubled his 2nd hit of the game. Get up in the scoring position for Chris Walker. Come back from the 1-2 count to get it full at 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way. Walker a swing and a miss at a change of pace, and he is number 1 here in the 5th inning for the Lugnuts. Fort Wayne is right there as well in the playoff chase. The Wizards starting to come around a little bit. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games, but they're now just 2.5 games behind Battle Creek. So 14 games left, counting tonight's ball game. First pitch, the plate takes the fastball inside, 1 ball and no strike. T-Mac 1 for 2, a homer in the 1st inning. 15 games left, counting tonight for the Wizards to try to make up 2.5 games on the Battle Creek Yankees. They're 4 games behind West Michigan for the second half division championship. So at this point, I would think that Fort Wayne's intention should be on trying to get into that second position, the wild card position. And if so, that would be a good matchup for the South Bend Fort Wayne fans. It would be those two teams matching up in round one, and then Lansing possibly taking on either West Michigan or Battle Creek in the first round of the Eastern Division. Again, on the West, it's kind of a little more jumbled than it is in the East. Dayton has already been eliminated, 17-40 in the second half. The Dragons are done after the season wraps up on September 6th. 1-1 pitch, McQuaid takes the call strike, and it's 1-2 now on Tony McQuaid. Kane County and Cedar Rapids made the playoffs in the first half from the Western Division. Now Clinton and Peoria would be the two teams in the West in half number 2. What makes it jumbled, though, is that Beloit and Quad Cities are just a game behind those two teams in the West. And Burlington at 26-31, they're just 4 games out. Wisconsin's faded, and they might be done. 24-33, they've lost 5 straight games. Now they are 10 games out of first place and 6 games behind the first place teams Clinton and Peoria, and 5 games behind Beloit for the next closest spot. And hops off the mound after the 2-2 pitch, and the crowd was looking for a ball. 2-2 pitch. McQuaid swings and hits a pop fly foul back up into the crowd behind the plate. Going to keep his at bat alive here in inning number 5. 1 out, and Rojas, the runner at second base. He is out there with a leadoff double. Chris Walker struck out swinging for the first out here in the 5th inning. And Derek is in the on-deck circle. He will hit next, throwing a lineup double play by McQuaid here in the 5th. 5-2 Cedar Rapids is Laredo's 2-2 pitch. McQuaid swings and bounces it to the shortstop. Rojas runs to third in front of Brandon Wood, who fields and throws to first in time to get McQuaid. 2 outs now in the 5th. Down to third base goes Rojas, and here comes Brian DePerrick. Runner at third base and 2 outs. Let's see if DePerrick can get RBI number 103. He has really fallen off the pace of Vinny Rotino in terms of the runs batted in now here in 2004. Rotino with 112 leads DePerrick by 10 RBIs in that category. And now he's 5 hits ahead of DePerrick entering today, although DePerrick with that double in inning number 1 now with 145. So he's moved within 4 hits of Vinny Rotino for the hits lead. Vinny Rotino's having a fine year for the Snappers. 310 average, 14 home runs, and 112 runs driven in. Eric fouls the first pitch back. It's nothing 1. I still think Brian DePerrick is the MVP in the Midwest League. Taking nothing away from the, has had. He's had a good one, but I think Brian DePerrick overall has had a better year. And you have to remember that Lansing has a better record than Beloit, team-wise. And they have guaranteed themselves a spot in the playoffs, like fighting for one. 0-1 pitch to DePerrick, lays the throw, but it's fielded by Kendrick on a quirky hoppy throw to first in time to get DePerrick and end the 5th inning. Lansing threatens with the leadoff double. They get Rojas to third, can't get him in. Lares to the runner left. We head to the 6th. Lansing down by a score of 5-2 on 92.7 the ticket.
Nobody ever looks back on life and wishes they'd worked more overtime. Nobody ever thinks they could have spent more time watching TV. They don't mourn the fact that they didn't cut the grass enough. Generally, what you'll hear is people longing for more time with their kids, with their friends. It's no coincidence. Those are the people you usually hunt with. It's no coincidence. See a Gander Mountain Field the same way. They're hunters, too. We understand hunting is not just about game. It's about the game of life. It's about teaching. It's as beneficial to people as it is to the environment. Now that you're thinking about hunting bees, whether you're a bow hunter, you hunt out bees, do more than think about it. Make time to go hunting. Actually, we'd love for you to stop by Gander Mountain before you go. But more important than that,
Just want to make sure you go. Cedar Mountain. We live outdoors.
The Human Touch with Fred Human on 92.1 and 92.7 The Ticket.
We don't deserve a gold medal. I think the NBA and we in America are getting what we deserve. Our pros don't care. They have no fire in their belly to win the gold. Why should we win the medal? We don't have the heart, we don't have fire, we don't have the system. Send people who want to go to be an Olympian. Not these guys. Not Iverson.
The Human Touch with Fred Human on 92.1 and 92.7 The Ticket.
Well, as we enter the sixth here in Lansing's Oldsmobile Park, the Lugnuts trail the Kernels by a score of 5-2. And some for York and Ferreira tonight as well. Can only get the loss tonight. 5 innings, 10 hits, 5 earned runs. He walked 2 and struck out 3. A season high 10 hits given up by Ferreira tonight. And Pablo takes over now here in the sixth of the Lugnuts. The left-hander. His first pitch to Brandon Wood. And he fall outside 1-0. Pablo's 5,200 pounds from Obergan, Mexico. 1-0 pitch. Wood fouls it back at 7-1. And Wood tonight is 1 for 2. Then he will double play his first out in the second, and then came back with a 2-out, 2-run double in the third. That puts Cedar after the head by a score 4-2. He back on the run to get it up to 5-2. 1-1 pitch. Wood swings at a pitch out of his own, and misses. It's 1-2 now. Brandon Wood. Take ball from and Tommy Duanes to follow here in the sixth inning. See the other number on Rene Pablos here in just a second. 1-2 pitch. Bounces back up the middle. Marquez fields. Across his bunny throw to first in time. Oh, the Lugnuts middle infielders in this series have made some astounding plays. And that was another one. 4-3 on the play by Marquez. Pablos on this season. His 7th appearance, 2.8 earned average. He has 7 1/3 innings pitched now, 7 hits, 3 earned runs allowed. Ball from first pitch swinging. He drives it through the left side. That's Lansing and Rojas into left field. The 11th hit of the night for the Kernels, and Balcom has 2 of them. Now 2 for 3. 7 walks to 4 strikeouts for Pablos this year. Lefty. And the batter's hit 269 off of Rene Pablos. Ferreira can't win ball game, and I can only lose it to get another decision. His teammates are going to have to rally. So a 5-2 deficit here in the sixth inning. And Duanes is the catcher now steps to plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch, Pablos, a wide one off the glove down wrist. But not far enough for Balcom to try to advance. He just had a 2-out, 2-run home run in the fifth inning for Kernels. In the second inning, rather, 2-out, 2-run home run in the second inning. Kernels another 2-out RBI from Michael Collins in the fifth. 1-0 pitch, and that's fouled back. It's 1-1 now on Duanes. In fact, all 5 of the runs tonight for the Kernels. It's couple of 2 outs in the inning. The just have not been able to close out the inning tonight. And they find themselves on a scoreboard deficit of 5-2 here in the top of the sixth inning. 1 out, and runner at first base. That's Blake Balcom, who's being held on by Brian DePerick right at first base. 1-1 pitch. Duanes at the chopper. Pablos will field. Goes to second for 1. Marquez bobbles the ball after making the out. He won't be able to throw first in time to get Duanes. He doesn't do the choices. Duanes just hand Balcom. So he's got 1-4 for the second out of the inning. He had been hit too slowly anyways to turn the double play that time. Lansing has already turned 2 tonight. He's down on number 3 there. He's the center fielder Quan Tosby now. He is 1 for 2, the double in the second inning. And Pablo's first pitch. Makes the call. Delayed move. Marquez, the second baseman, fields the throw. It was up in front of the bag, sliding into second base is Duanes. This Kernel team runs more than any team that we've seen in quite some time. They take off in the middle of pitches. They take off early in counts on counts that you don't normally think of as running counts. They are very aggressive. And Duanes just sold his third base of the season. Now he's in scoring position for Cosby. 0-1 pitch. Cosby, a base hit in the center field. Duanes is going to make the turn at first. throw the plate by Walker, and Rick hangs onto a baseball as DeWages touches the plate. Out at the plate is DeWages. Inning is over. Well, another runner thrown out the plate by a Lugnut outfielder. Garrett did it last night. Walker tonight here in the sixth. And the Kernels are turned away. No runs on 2 hits in the inning. No errors, and they leave one. We go bottom of the sixth inning next. Lansing down 5-2 on next set of pitch.
For the future and today, what you need along the way, we'll ask you your gratitude for life.
Okay, baseball fans, listen up. Here at Lansing, it's a pinch in the offseason. It's a great team, but it's a new ground rule. Now, anyone who lives or works in Ingham, Eaton, or Clinton counties can join LastQ. We've been part of your community for more than 55 years, and now LastQ is open to everyone. Lots of branches, great products, outstanding service, and some new ground rules. Now, you can join too if you live or work in Ingham, Eaton, or Clinton counties. So make LastQ your credit union for life. Make the call, 517-321-6600. LastQ, proud exclusive sponsors of the Lugnuts Fireworks Series. Member UA.
We'll ask you your credit union for life.
April is National Life Month, and the National Kidney Foundation is asking all Americans to consider becoming an organ or tissue donor. The simple act of signing an organ donor card and discussing your issues with your family may save the lives of more than 83,000 Americans currently on the waiting list for a transplant. Want more information? Learn about organ donation today, or request a free donor card by calling the National Kidney Foundation at 800-622-9010. That's 800-622-9010.
Let's see if that defensive play by Chris Walker can't turn around the Lugnuts offense here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Collins, Larson, and Rick. Lansing down 5-2. 5 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for the Kernels. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Lansing. Cedar Rapids has got 4 runners on base through 6 innings tonight off of Ferreras and Poplos. And the Lugnuts have left a total of 4 runners on base through 5 innings off of Abel Moreno. Kernels took a 4-2 lead in the third inning, and a 2-out RBI double by Brandon Wood. They got it up to 5-2 in the fifth, and an RBI 2-out single by Collins, Michael Collins, that is. They were denied a 6th run on a perfect throw by Chris Walker to Alan Rick in time to get the win. Collins' first pitch taken here in number 6. It's a called strike, 0-1. Collins 0 for 2 tonight, but his fly up right in the strike. His last down of the board. 0 pitch. He takes a breaking pitch. Off and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. He got 2 runs in the first inning and shut out by Moreno ever since. 1-1 pitch. Collins takes the fastball up and in. It's 2-1 now and Kevin Collins. In the playoffs, we're coming back to Oldsmobile Park. The 7th time in 9 seasons. We're going to qualify for the postseason. Collins, 2-butt pitch swinging. A flare on the right that it's going to hang up for Blake Balcom. 1 out in the 6th inning, and here comes Drew Larson. The West League Divisional Series will start on September the 8th on the road. And then Game 2 will be here on Thursday, September the 9th. Lansing's opponent at this point undetermined, but we have a motion Thursday for you on September the 9th. 7:05 p.m. is the first playoff game time here at Oldsmobile Park. Game 2 of the Midwest League Divisional Series. I hope you join us for that. Tickets are available 507-4500, extension 251. You can log on to the website at LansingLugnuts.com and get your tickets that way. Necessary Game 3 of best of 3 first series will also be here in Lansing on September the 10th. 2-0 pitch to Drew Larson. He takes away, and now it's a 3-0 count. Activity in the Colonel bullpen down the third base side. It's Moreno possibly pitching his last inning of work tonight. 3-0 pitch. Larson takes it to called strike, and it's 3-1. Got a right-hander loosening up for the Colonels in the bullpen. Aaron Foot is throwing for Cedar Rapids. 3-1 pitch. Larson takes again. It's another called strike, and it's 3-2 now after Larson. Abel Moreno has struck out 4 his night and walked 1 in 5 and 3rd inning.
Payoff pitch to Larson. He swings and misses on a nasty breaky pitch. Strikeout number 5 for Moreno. And 2 outs here in the 6th. Nobody on. Lansing down 5-2. We hope you join us for the postseason party starting here at Oldsmobile Park on September the 9th. And we also hope that's the first of many games for the Lugnuts here in their home ballpark in 2004. Who can forget last year's magical run, the Midwest League Championship, a perfect 7-0 for Lansing. And see if we can't try to repeat history here in 2004. Alan Rick, first pitch is swing and miss, 0-1. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Out on a batter's interference his first time up, and then struck out swinging on some off-speed pitches in the 4th. And here in the 6th inning, Moreno just keeps throwing in those off-speed breaking pitches. Alan Rick has not been able to catch up with it. I wouldn't be surprised if Dwayne just put on the off-speed delivery again. He does. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, Rick is indeed funneled tonight by that pitch. That goes in order in the 6th. 2 more strikeouts for Moreno. We head to the 7th. Lansing down 5-2, and running out of time on WQ7 the ticket.
Hi, this is Dick from Carcross the Park Place, and everybody here is excited about celebrating our 40th birthday. You might remember what it was working on your car in 1963, but today most of us need professional help. That's why we support ASC and the professional technician. We'll be hosting special events and promotions all year long at your neighborhood Parts Place store. Just imagine 4 years of quality replacement parts for your car and 30 years of quality customer service. When you need a part, go where the pros go.
Our kids are outgrowing this house so fast. We need a new home. Where do we start our mortgage? We've got our state employees credit union. So many options and really competitive rates. But we're not state employees. That's okay. SECU has many other membership options.
Really? I'm calling today.
Visit SECU.org. Call 800. Yes, SECU. Now one of our 10 located state employees credit union. Working together for a better future. Member NCUA and an equal housing lender.
Welcome to Motorhomes and Trailers. Nobody does it like Gillette Interstate RV. Hi, this is Jerry, inviting you and your family to come out to Gillette today. We have Midwest's largest selection of new and pre-owned motorhomes to fit your budget with over 25 models from the smallest Class C to the largest diesel pushers. If your idea is travel and style, then we have a perfect choice with a full line of Georgia Boy motorhomes. So remember, when it comes to you getting the most affordable pop-up to luxury motorhomes, we've got it at Gillette Interstate RV. Now the top of the 7th inning. And Lansing so Cedar Rapids by a score of 5-2. It'll be Howie, Kendrick on Leahy, and Balthazar Lopez in the 7th inning for the Kernels. 5 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. The visitors from Iowa tonight. And 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for your Lugnuts. And a cobblestone amounts to Lansing here in the 7th. And Kendrick testing the right-hand batter's box. First pitch, he takes the curve for call strike, 0-1. And Kendrick tonight 1 for 2. A single in the 5th inning. He was caught stealing by Alan Rick. 1 pitch by Pablo. Kendrick swings and drives in the air left. Fitzgerald racing back and left the plate over his head off the wall. Kendrick makes the turn first touch towards second base with a leadoff double here in the 7th. And the drive that got up and over the head of a Lugnut outfielder tonight. And that's kind of nice for Lansing. 13 hits now for the Colonel. Kendrick picks up the 2-base hit as he gets his 20th double of the season. He's Ryan Leahy, the third baseman, 2 for 3 tonight. A single in the 1st and a double in the 5th. Lugnuts jumped out to the lead tonight in the 1st inning. A solo home run by McQuaid in inning number 1 gave him a 1-0 lead. That came with 1 out. And an out later, Larson had an RBI double to score to pair to make it 2-0 Lansing. Kernels would come back with 2 in the 2nd off from Ferreira to 2 out, 2 on home out. Now Tommy Duanges tied his score at 2. Leahy, thinking he's going to bunt here. And he said, swinging and missing his first pitch by Pablo. It's 0-1. Both Perrick and Larson were pinching on grass, accepting the possibility. Leahy would drop one down here in the top of the 7th inning. He's already up 3 runs, but you never know what's going to happen out of the bullpen, especially here in the Midwest League. On 1 pitch, Leahy takes inside with 1 ball and 1 strike. Kernels will then take the lead in the 3rd. A 2 out, 2-run double by Brandon Wood. Made it 4-2, and then the Kernels got 2 out. Infield base hit by Michael Collins that drove in a run. Leahy was at second base with 2 outs. He scored all the way to second base on 1 pitch, and Leahy swings and misses 1-2. Ever since that first inning. The Lugnuts have been held in check by Abel Moreno, although he might be done after 6. And as Aaron Pullen continues to throw in the Kernels down the third base side. Top of the seventh, Lansing down 5-2, 1 out. And nobody out, the runner at second base. 1-2 pitch. Leahy, a little flare, and that's to get down the right field of base 6. They are going to wave Kendrick towards the plate. The plate throw is out of line. Rick has the fielder out in front of the plate, and Kendrick slides in safe. RBI number 4 for Leahy, his third hit of the night. And the Kernels take a 6-2 lead here in the 7th. Balthazar Lopez will now step to the plate. The Kernels may have just put the final reverse Lansing's coffin with that one. Still the top of the 7th inning. Lansing still has 9 outs to go. But the way that their offense has been clicking tonight, a 4-run deficit here, and it could be more going to the bottom of the 7th inning, might be too much for Lansing to have to come down behind tonight. Okay, first pitch swinging. It's a high foul drive, third base side. Over by the bullpen barn, Joe Larson gives chase, but he can't get to it. 0-1. The count of by Larson. As Lopez will go back to that left-handed batter's slump. 1 for 3 for Balthazar Lopez. With him scored in the third. Has left at that in the 5th inning. Ferreras, the starter, went 5 innings, gave up 10 hits, 5 earned runs. Lost 2 and struck out 3. On pace to get loss number 2 on the season. He would drop to 0-2. 0-1 Lopez. He swings and hits it inside. McQuaid goes back and looks up. That falls on the berm in right field. A 2-run homer for Lopez. His 9th of the year, and that right there may have officially put the nail in the coffin. It's now an 8-2 Cedar Athlete. Lopez does in 2, his 31st and 32nd of the year. And Pablos has given up 3 runs without retiring a batter here in inning number 7. And here comes Julio Garcia, the Lugnuts manager. He's known enough to see he has seen too much. That'll be it for Pablos. We'll take a 1-minute break. Come back to tell you about the new Lugnut pitcher next. Lansing down 8-2 now here in the 7th. On 92.7 Ticket.
Pepsi brings you lunch. You know, when you're traveling overseas, you don't want to look stupid. Like, don't order French fries when you're in France. Don't do it. And don't ask for Swiss cheese in Switzerland. I asked for Swiss cheese in Switzerland. The guy looked at me like I had something. He was like, they are here. I was like, take it easy. And when you're in China, don't ask the guy, hey, man, you know I can get some good Chinese food around here? They are going to lock you up. And if you're in Holland and you want to split the lunch bill with your date, don't ask if she wants to go Dutch. She already is Dutch. And when you order that Dutch girl a bowl of snurk and a nice cold Pepsi, don't say, do your people call it Pepsi too? Of course they call it Pepsi. If they come to the States and ask for a American Cola, well, they will if you keep asking them for Dutch chocolate. Without Pepsi, it's just not lunch. Pepsi, it's the cola.
Well, Pablo started tonight a little bit rougher than he would like. He goes in inning plus, gives up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts, and he comes out after giving up that 2-run home to Balthazar Lopez. Sam Fisher will take over on here for the Lugnuts in the 7th. 8-run, 15 hits tonight for the Kernels. They exploded offensively here tonight. They've popped offensively here tonight, the Kernels have. And Sam Fisher takes over the mound. Here's for the right-hander from Portland Park, Illinois, 22nd round draft choice on the Astros in 2002. You will get Michael Collins and Matt Polly and Brandon Wood. Next 3 hits for the Kernels with nobody out in the 7th inning. Fisher 0-1 at 2.79 earned run average. He's 14th here as member of the Lugnuts. 19 in the 3rd inning pitch. He's given up 12 hits, 6 earned runs. He walked 23 and struck out 22. And we get 25 off of Sam Fisher. So Pablo's final line, he goes in inning plus 3 batters. No walks, no strikeouts. Won't get the luck tonight, but it's not going to help his earned run average and all. So Rene Pablo. Collins is 1 for 3 on the infield single, his last time up in the 5th inning. He'll have Fitzgerald, Marquez, and Rojas. Now, I would be shocked if Moreno came out the bottom of the 7th for the Kernels. First pitch by Fisher is hitting the ball away. Ball in those shots. Michael Collins now feels that Fisher taking too much time. He steps out on that right-handed batter box. Steps back in. And Fisher comes set on the mound. And the 1-0 pitch, Collins takes away again. It's 2-0. Let's do the last few scoreboard for you here. And inning number 7 brought to you by Last Few, your credit union for life. Take a look at the action across the Major Leagues and also Midwest League here. At the 2-0 pitch misses down low. It's a 3-ball, no strike on count on Michael Collins. So on the top of the 7th inning, 8-2 Cedar Rapids leads it now. It's put 3 more here in the 7th. Just to lead up to 6 runs. 3-0 pitch. Collins takes the call back and it's 3-1. American League action. The Tigers at home tonight against the White Sox at Comerica Park. Last time we checked, the Tigers were winning 4-1, but the White Sox have come back to take a 5-4 lead, top of the 7th inning in Detroit. 3-1 pitch, that's gone. Slips away from Alan Rick. On the first base goes Michael Collins. Fisher walks the first hand he faces tonight. He's going to their Matt Polly now. He just 1 for 2 to single. A run scored in the 3rd and a walk. Cleveland on top of the Yankees, 4-2 bottom of the 5th inning at Jacobs Field. It is Toronto, 3-2 over Boston. Inning in Chicago. Minnesota has just taken the lead on Texas in Arlington. Torrey Hunter, 17th home run of the year for the Twins. Nothing Minnesota, top of the 4th inning. And the city of Anaheim, Tampa Bay and Seattle, and Baltimore at Oakland. Team all later on in the American League. Holly first pitch swinging, a foul back behind the plate, 0-1. Michael Collins off of first base. The Parrot plays behind him. All 1 pitch. Polly. A flare into center field. Water comes in, he'll play it in front of him on a hop. At the second base goes Michael Collins. And now Matt Polly. A 2-hit night. The Kernels with 16 hits. Runners at first and second. 1 out here in the 7th for Brandon Wood. National League action. The Cubs at home against the Milwaukee Brewers. 3-0 Cubs, bottom of the 2nd inning at Wrigley Field. Other scores in the senior search tonight. Florida, they have exploded against San Francisco at Full-Player Stadium after a delay. 7-0 Marlins, bottom of the 2nd inning. And for Barry Bonds and the Giants. Brandon Wood, first pitch is swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Los Angeles 6-1 over Montreal, top of 5th inning. Pittsburgh 2-1 over Arizona in the top of the 6th. San Diego 3-0 over the Mets, bottom of the 6th inning at Shea Stadium. Cincinnati has come back to take a 3-1 lead on St. Louis in the bottom of the 5th inning at the Great American Ballpark. Colorado 4 in the 1st against Atlanta, and they lead the Braves 4-1 top of the 4th inning at Turner Field. Philadelphia 2-0 over Houston, bottom of the 3rd inning. To look at the Major League action in the American League and National League action. Now we'll turn our attention to the Midwest League action. It is outside to Brandon Wood. 1 ball and no strikes on Wood. RBI 2-run double in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight. 2 balls and no strikes now the count on Brandon Wood. And pitcher comes set. 2-0 pitch. Wood takes down low in the dirt. Rick stops that one, but it's ball 3. Fisher now is just another wide one away from having the bases loaded here in the 7th inning. It's a long top of the 7th inning for Lugnuts in the fan. Midwest League tonight. Top of the 7th inning, Clinton 2-1 Fort Wayne. Leaders over the Lumber Kings as the next pitch is outside. And I guess it wasn't a 3-0 count. It was 2-1 on Brandon Wood. Now it's 3-1. Good news for Sam Fisher here in the 7th inning. With 3-1 pitch. Wood swinging strike, and now it's 3-2. Top of the 7th inning, Beloit 1-0 over Peoria. Well, it's Michigan and South Bend. No report yet from Kovalevsky Stadium. I wonder if that team got rained out tonight. After the 2nd inning, Wisconsin 2-0 over Quad City. Wood swinging a miss. Strike 3. First out in the 7th inning. Finally, Fisher struck out Brandon Wood. Here's Blake Balcom, the right fielder. 8-2. Cedar Rapids over Lansing in the 7th. And looking for 3 runs in the inning. Double by Kendrick, RBI single by Leahy. 2-run homer by Balthazar Lopez to make it 8-2. And looking off of Rennie Popos, Fisher walked Michael Collins, and that Polly singled, and then Brandon Wood just struck out swinging. First pitch, a wild one, gets away from Alan Rick. Now up to second base goes the runners, Michael Collins and Matt Polly. He's advanced to base as Sam Fisher, I think, and Alan Rick initially thought that was a foul ball, but it was a swing and a miss by Balkan. The ball got away from Rick and up second and third, and the pass ball to Alan Rick. The woes continue here in the seventh. Other scores, Battle Creek 3-2 over Burlington, top of the third inning, and Dayton trails Kane County 5-0 top of the fourth inning in Geneva. And it's been a rough second half for the Dayton Dragons, and looks like it's going to continue once again tonight in Geneva. Well, the Lugnuts are going to bring the infielders in here, now down 8-2, and an 0-1 count on Balkan. Runners at second and third, 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, nothing in two. Take Balkan tonight, 2 for 3. Going to run in the second inning with a single. Struck out looking in the fourth, and then a single in the sixth. A 2-pitch. Balkan slaps it foul back behind the plate. Lansing 32 here in the seventh inning. It's ball 10 seconds off the station. I think we'll see the Lugnuts baseball. 92-7-6. As he pitched the ball from, he swings and sends a hot fly back into shallow right. Second baseman Marquez makes the catch. Lofting a tag from third. It's Michael Collins. He goes back there. Now 2 outs here in the seventh inning. And here's Tommy Duanges, the catcher. Duanges is 2 for 3 tonight. 1 for 3, I beg your pardon. 2-run homer in the second inning. And he reached on a fielder's choice in the sixth. Thrown out at the plate on perfect strike by Chris Walker. And that ended the sixth inning. And it couldn't write any offensive momentum after that play, though. They came up empty in the sixth. Now the Kernels have scored 3 here in the seventh. The Wayne just takes it down low, and it's 1-0 strike. Great job by Howie Moreno tonight, giving up 2 first-inning runs. He shuts the Lugnuts out for the next 5 innings. 1-0 pitch, and Dwayne just didn't do far. Yes, he did. Swinging strike is 1-1. The Kernels catcher, Tommy Duanges, last name is spelled D-U-E-N-A-S. He's back through the zone, the right-handed batter box. His right-hander Fisher fires. 1-1 pitch. Tough strike. It's 1-2. Sam Fisher, the third pitcher of the Lugnuts. He opened Ferreira went from verse 5. Tony Pablos pitched an inning plus 3 batters and gave up 3 runs. And Fisher's come on here to get a couple outs in the seventh inning. He's got runners at second and third with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. Fastball taken down low. It's 2-ball, 2-strike count on Tommy Duanges. Lansing with just 6 hits of offense tonight. The Kernels have cracked out 16. 2-2 pitch on the way. Duane just a swinging strike, and that ends the seventh inning. Now Fisher came in and walked the first guy, then gave up a base hit. But after that, strikes out 2 and gets Balkan to pop out the second. That ends the seventh inning. Not before the Kernels come up with 3 more runs. They do it on 4 more base hits. No errors, and they leave 2 runners on base. Stretch time at Old Park. Lansing down 8-2. 92-7-6.
Pepsi brings you the history of lunch.
A brief history of the Hamburg. Hamburgers are named after the town of Hamburg, where it first became popular to grind up cow meat. Why? I don't know. Maybe these people hated cows. Maybe they bred a particularly vicious strain of cow that had to be put in check. I don't know. But that's what they did. They ground them up. Anyway, years later, dudes in Texas figured out if you put that patty between 2 slices of bread, it tastes good. And he called it a hamburger, which really ticked off the cow-hating people of Hamburg because that's what they called themselves. Man, irony is wasting on some people. Anyway, he teamed up a hamburger with the Pepsi, and the great American lunch was born. And that is sweet. A hamburger and ice cold Pepsi. And all because a bunch of people had a problem with cows and ground them up. Come on, people. That's not cooking. That's a vendetta.
Without Pepsi, it's just not lunch. Pepsi, it's the cola.
The future's looking better and brighter every day. With neighbors and friends who stand beside you all the way. always there when you need them. People you can trust, your family and future are always safe with us. We're making your future more predictable. For your insurance.
Stretch time over here at Oldsmobile Park. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Lansing down 8-2. The Cedar Rapids Kernels in their finale of the four-game series. Lugnuts down their final 9 outs tonight. Fitzgerald, Marquez, and Rojas here in inning number 7. Comes down by Abel Moreno tonight. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. He walks 1 and strikes out 6, on pace to get his 10th victory of the season. He'll turn it over to Aaron Pullen here in the 7th inning, the right-handed reliever from Midland, Texas, 6'3", 200 pounds. 23 years old out there on the mound for Pullen. And he will get Fitzgerald, Marquez, and Rojas. Two righties and a lefty here in the 7th for Lansing. 8 runs, 16 hits, and no errors for Cedar Rapids. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for the Lugnuts tonight. Fitzgerald is 0 for 1 with a walk. He picked the first pitch away from Aaron Pullen. 1 ball and no strikes. Pullen on the season, 7-2 out of the Kernels bullpen, a 4.52 earned run average. His 44th appearance. 1-0 pitch, called strike, and it's 1-1. 2 saves for Aaron Pullen, 67 2/3 innings pitched, 16 hits allowed, 34 earned runs, 25 walks to 65 strikeouts, and the league hits 233 off the righty, Aaron Pullen. Swinging strike by Fitzgerald, and it's 1-2. Kernels may have put this ball game away with those 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning off of Ronnie Pablo. 1-2 pitch, and Fitzgerald takes a fastball down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Ryan Fitzgerald. Lugnuts at 1 point led this ball game 2-0, but the Kernels have scored 8 unanswered runs. 2-2 pitch. Fitzgerald swings and fouls it up along the first base dot. Let's pause 10 seconds now for station ID. You're listening to Lugnuts Baseball on 92.7 The Ticket.
WTTX Charlotte Lansing, The Ticket.
1-2 pitch. Fitzgerald, rather 2-2 pitch. He takes down in the dirt. And Fitzgerald trying to get on base to start the 7th inning for the Lugnuts. 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and 3 in the 7th. And the Kernels tonight. Next pitch, Fitzgerald a foul back behind the plate. Lansing 2 in the 1st, that's it. Then he'll shut him out the rest of the way. Scattered 3 hits and with 5 shutout innings after the 1st, and he struck out 5 Lugnut hitters in those 5 innings after inning number 1. Payoff pitch. Fitzgerald fouls it back behind the plate. When you look at the schedule for the Eastern Division teams, now, West Michigan, Battle Creek, and Fort Wayne, those are the 3 teams that the Lugnuts are going to have to face in the postseason. One of those 3 teams will be our first round opponent starting on September the 8th. Payoff pitch. Fitzgerald takes it outside, ball 4. Second time tonight. He was walked, and that's how Pullen's night starts. The leadoff walk to Ryan Fitzgerald. Look at Lansing's schedule. Now, the Lugnuts are already in the postseason, so the final games for Lansing. After tonight, we have 12 games left in the regular season. 4 against Fort Wayne, 4 with West Michigan, and 4 with Kane County. Now, those games are just tune-up games for the postseason for the Lugnuts, as far as everybody in our dugout and front office staff is concerned about. The other 3 teams, however, it's competitive in terms of getting into playoff positioning. 1-0 pitch as Marquez takes down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Aaron Pullen walked Ryan Fitzgerald to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Now he's gone 2-0 on Marquez. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 2-0 pitch by the right-hander. Marquez is swinging, striking at 2-1. Look at the Whitecaps schedule. What do they have the rest of the way? They will go back home after their series in South Bend tonight and play Wisconsin starting on Thursday. 4 games against the Timber Rattlers, who are slumping. 2-1 pitch. Marquez, a foul up along the first base side. count is now 2-2. When we go to Fifth Third Ballpark for 4 games, and then West Michigan travels to Cedar Rapids to take on the Kernels. So the Whitecaps, with 8 of their final 12 games after tonight at home. Schedule advantage, West Michigan. 2-2 pitch. Foul up along the first base side. The Whitecaps, in the second half at home, are 2 games over 500. 15-13 on the 2004 season in the second half at home. And you turn your attention to the Battle Creek Yankees. What do the Yankees have in terms of their schedule down the stretch? 2-2 pitch. Marquez about to the second. Kendrick goes to the second for 1 to the shortstop. And Wood to first to Lopez to complete the twin killing. 4-6-3 on that one. And now 2 outs, nobody on for Lansing here in inning number 7. And 8-2, Cedar Rapids lead. Here's the shortstop, Carlos Rojas. The Yankees will play home to South Bend 4 games at P.O. Brown Stadium starting on Thursday night. And they go to Dayton for 4, and they play at home against Dayton for the final 4 games of the regular season. So, Battle Creek has 8 of their last 12 games at home. Advantage the schedule, Battle Creek. Pitch, Rojas takes the call strike at 1-1. Then you look at the other team, Fort Wayne. 4 games they get done, 2 here, 2 at home. 4 games at home against Cedar Rapids, and then 4 games in Wisconsin. Fort Wayne has by far the toughest road to hoe of any of those 3 teams in the postseason. Upside down Rojas in an appeal play. Now it's 1-2 on Lansing shortstop. 2 for 2 tonight for Carlos. 1-2 pitch. He takes away. Now it's kind of even a 2 balls and 2 strikes. A single in the second inning was caught stealing, and a double in the 5th. That led off in the inning, but the Lugnuts didn't get him around. Didn't get him in. 2 pitch. Rojas is swinging at strike 3, and Bullock the first score of the inning by striking out Carlos Rojas. Gives up a leadoff walk, but then gets Marquez to hit into a double play. Lansing basically goes in with a no hit, nobody left on base. We go to the 8th. Lansing down 8-2. Now 90 the ticket.
The following is an important announcement from Challenge Mortgage. No matter what your credit situation is, Challenge Mortgage can help. Whether you have good credit, bad credit, no credit, been turned down for a loan, want to consolidate debt, rebuild your credit, or get cash out, Challenge Mortgage has the program regardless of your credit situation. But now while the rates are low, call today, 877-922-2522.
Big enough to get the job done and small enough to care. Challenge Mortgage. You'll find a way. Sure, you've heard the song. Bring out to the ball. Brayton, if the ball game is over, I say take me out to Lugnuts. Lansing's #1 big-time fun spot and best place to go dancing. Lugnuts has 2 big clubs featuring the World Day piano, the hot seats today, and outrageous drink special. You can advance your ticket stub and get in for free. Located at 601 East Michigan Avenue, across from Old Village, Lugnuts is the proud partner of the Lansing Lugnuts radio broadcast. So after some grand slam and Lugnuts baseball, make sure that you say take me out to Lugnuts.
Imagine an elegant atmosphere with a soft live piano, warm candlelight, and exquisite food. The setting is the Fairbanks Grill. Fairbanks Grill is a delightfully enticing restaurant that doesn't believe that elegance and style must arrive in the fourth coat. After a day at the office, an afternoon of shopping, or following the big game, there's nothing as relaxing and enjoyable as a wonderful dinner at Fairbanks Grill. Fairbanks Grill is minutes from anywhere in Lansing on South Cedar, just 2 blocks out of Mount Hope. Fairbanks Grill, a great place to meet for great things to eat.
So Cedar Rapids this year is 57-1 when leading after 8 innings. Not the 9th yet. The Kernels lead Lansing 8-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Lugnuts, as we know this season, a team when trailing in the late innings haven't been too good. Trailing after setting this year 3-40 on the season. They had their work cut out for them. Down by 6 runs here in the top of the 8th. Juan Cosby, Howie, Kendrick, and Ryan Leahy here in the 8th inning for the Kernels. Sam Fisher's first pitch at 8 is down low, 1 ball and no strike. Cosby connects 2 for 3, and he's double in the second and a single in the 6th. 1-0 pitch by Fisher. Cosby takes up high, 2-0. 16 hits tonight for Cedar Rapids on 8 runs. Lansing 2 runs on 6 hits. Kernels have scored 5 of their 8 runs with 2 outs in the inning tonight. 2-0 pitch. Cosby takes the call back, and it's now 2-1. In the 8th inning for Lansing, Walker, McQuaid, and DePerrick back to the top of the order for Lugnuts. 2-1 pitch. Cosby takes the high, and it's 2-2. But last year, these teams split a 4-game series in Cedar Rapids. Lansing would actually win the overall series. Or actually, they split the 8 games, I beg your pardon, as the 3-1 pitch to Company up high and outside, ball 4. And the leadoff walk by Fisher here in the 8th. Teams would split 8 games last year. It looks like they're going to split 8 games this year. The series through the years, the Lugnuts have a slight advantage in only 8 more wins in Cedar Rapids. Now, they've done a better job here in Lansing over the years than they have out in Iowa. Usually is the case most of the series that Lansing played in. LSU stayed out in Southampton, because it's one of the only visiting parks that I think Lansing has had a lot of success in over the years. Kendrick, the leadoff man, takes the called strike and takes a 0-1. He has 2 hits tonight and a walk. He's been on 2 base. And big 3 times now. 0-1 pitch. Kendrick hits up line in the air to left. Fitzgerald races down here the warning track. He looks up and it's up on the berm. Another home run to the Kernels here in the 8th inning. This one a 2-run shot by Kendrick. And now the Kernels lead it 10-2. Home run number 9 for Kendrick. RBIs 40 and 41. Fisher gives up the long drive, and the Kernels have 17 hits on the night. Cedar Rapids came in the second most proficient home run hitting team in the league with 110 long balls before tonight's ball game. They hit 3 more tonight to get up to 113. Lansing still leads the way with 135 long balls, but the Kernels have cranked out 3 tonight. 1 off Ferreras, 1 off Pablos, and now 1 off Sam Fisher here. Ryan Leahy takes the first pitch. Outside, 1 ball and no strike. Leahy 3 for 4 tonight. RBI single his last time up in the 7th inning. Next pitch by Fisher misses away once again. Kernels look like they're on their way to an easy win night in the series finale. 1-0 pitches. Next pitch is outside once again. Leahy up in the count here, big count. Lansing won the finale in Cedar Rapids in big fashion, 13-1 in Veterans Memorial Stadium. Next pitch, a called strike, and now it's 2-2 on Ryan Leahy. The first pitch is actually a late called strike. On umpire Bob Price. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Leahy. Nobody out here in the 8th inning. 10-2 Cedar Rapids. 2-2 pitch comes inside, and now it's a full count on Ryan Leahy. The activity in Lansing's bullpen is like Alberto Mendez. He's starting to loosen up. Payoff pitch. Leahy, foul ball along the third. Larson over by the bullpen bar and grill again, but it's up on top of the dugout. And back to batter's box will go Ryan Leahy. In the fans giving Drew Larson some applause for going after that foul drop. We'll have the off day tomorrow and then open a 4-game series with Fort Wayne. 2 at home and 2 in Fort Wayne. Payoff pitch down low, ball 4. The first 3 hitters have reached here in the 8th for the Kernels. 2 walks for 2 on homer is how they've done it. And here comes Mike Anderson, the pitching coach, now out to talk to Sam Fisher. A 10-2 Lansing deficit here in the 8th. And Alcazar Lopez, who is 2 for 4 tonight, stepping up to the plate. He got 2 on home on his last time in the 7th. The Lugnuts and Timberridge Golf Course are teaming up in 2004. Timberridge Golf Course was recently rated 4.5 stars by Golf Digest magazine readers. The course has a beautiful feel to it with an up-north flavor. If you haven't played Timberridge lately, you need to come experience a new look at the golf course. The staff has the last few years spending considerable time and money cleaning the underbrush and a row of trees that will soften the difficult. They get out to track for the challenge and the beauty of the golf course. It's that long drive in the fairway, not the freeway, located on Park Lake Road. Check out Timberridge Golf Course in East Lansing, Michigan. For more information, call 1-800-TRIDGE-2 Michigan. That's 1-800-TRIDGE-2. Lopez fouls the first offering back in Fisher behind the plate, 0-1. Now we wait for the next offering from Sam Fisher. Third pitch of the night for the Lugnuts. I want to play. Lopez kicks down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ronald Day will get to start in game 1 of that Fort Wayne series on Thursday night. The Bear looking to continue his good pitching in the second half. 1-1 pitch. Lopez, a little infield chopper that's going to hit up the bag at first base. It's a fair ball. It's kicked over by the start. And reaching on the peculiar base hit itself is our Lopez. Well, when it's going your way, those kind of plays back and forth. And third hit of the night for Lopez. And now the Kernels with 18 base hits on the night. It's Michael Collins, the DH. And it's been a hitting machine at the top of this order for Cedar Rapids. Kendrick, 3 hits. Leahy, 3 hits. Lopez, 4 hits. Here is Collins. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Others at first and second base. Now nobody out here in the 8th. 10-2 Cedar Rapids pitchers. First pitch, ball away. 1 ball and no strike. Mendez continues to throw the Lugnuts bullpen down the first base side. He's going to be called on to who is up to here in the 8th. 1-0 pitch. Pitcher misses up and away. And now 2-0. Not sure who the Wizards are going to start in those games against the Lugnuts, but you know, it'll be Ronald Bay in game 1. If the 2-0 pitch misses away, this could be Sam Fisher's last hitter right here. If he loses, Michael Collins. Ronald Bay in game 1, Marmol. Game 2, Randy Wells. Game 3, 3-0 pitch, up hot, all 4. And now the bases are loaded. And here comes out of that first base dugout. That's going to be it for Sam Fisher here in the 8th inning. He wants Mendez in this situation. And we'll take a 1-minute break, come back and tell you about the numbers on Mendez. Lansing down 10-2 here in the 8th on 92.7 The Ticket.
It's Chevy Truck Fest, and there's never been a better time to get truck into your Chevy dealer. We're making an unprecedented offer on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. Right now, it's 4% APR financing for 6 months for qualified buyers, plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every Chevy truck and SUV. Silverado, Trailblazer, and Tahoe. Monthly payment is $15.57 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment is 12%. From the qualified CD and retail. Take delivery by 6104. It's Chevy Truck Fest. See your local Chevy dealer today.
And it's a long couple of innings. The Lugnuts and their fans here. Cedar Rapids scored 3 runs in the 7th. They've tacked on a couple more here in the 8th, and bases loaded, nobody out. The second pitcher of the 8th for Lansing here in the 8th, Adalberto Mendez, takes over for Sam Fisher. Mendez, 6'2", 170 from Azul, the Dominican Republic. He is 21 years old out on the mound, or 22 years on the mound, I beg your pardon. His first batter night, Nat Polly, and had the bases loaded, nobody out situation. Lansing down 10-2. Kendrick on 18 hits and no errors for the Kernels, 2 on 6 hits, and no errors for the Lugnuts. Nat Polly with 2 hits tonight and 3 official plate appearances. Michael Collins just walked to kick Sam Fisher to load the bases here in the 8th. Numbers this year, 5-7, a 5.06 earned run average. His 51st appearance of the season. 28th man, but it's been a long time since Mendez has picked up the save. No longer the closer. Juan Taylor's inherited that role. Looks like the remainder of the season. 59 hits allowed, 33 earned runs, 26 walks to 51 strikeouts. And Polly, first pitch swinging, a little foul back up above the roof, and it's 0-1. We get 262 off the right-hander Mendez against Cedar Rapids this year. Now the first pitch record. Spotless earned run average, 2-2. Third inning pitch, a hit allowed, no strikeouts. Kernels hit 111 off the Mendez. 0-1 pitch. Polly, a foul ball just below the control to my left. And a nice catch and the foul back into the stands. 0-2 on Nat Polly now. Mendez trying to get out of a near possible situation here. The Lugnuts have done a great job all season long and retiring inherited runners, but Mendez can get out of this one in the 8th inning without giving up a run. That would be very impressive. 0-2 pitch. Polly takes this outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Nat Polly. Sam Fisher came on and got 3 outs in the 7th sufficient inning plus. They didn't retire anybody he faced in the eighth. Leadoff walked to Coffee, a 2-run homer Kendrick. He walked Lady with a single to Dallas by Lopez, and then walked by Collins. 1-2 pitch. Taken inside by Polly. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Fisher with 4 walks tonight in inning plus. He did strike out 2 hitters though. No wild pitches, no hit batters, and no box for Fisher. 2-2 pitch down low, all 3. Oh, a full count on that foul. Fisher gave up 3 hits in that inning plus, and so far he's given up 2 runs, but those runners on base are his responsibility as well. Payoff pitch on the way to Matt Polly. Mendez comes set. Here it comes. Polly swings and fouls it back behind the plate once again to stay alive. Now we want to thank Go Workout for being the official workout this other Lansing Lugnuts. Go Workout open 24 hours a day. And there are 4 ways you can work out: cardio, workout rate machine, 3-way, and personal instruction. All at Go Workout, the official workout facility of your Lansing Lugnuts. Fans and eyeing now with foul balls back into the crowd. Payoff pitch, Polly. A bouncer. That's a fair ball over to Perrick, heading to right field. 1 run is going to score. 2 runs are going to score. They'll hold the runner at third. Collins stopped there, but Polly into the second with a RBI 2-run double. The Kernels are just massacring Lansing here tonight. It's now 12-2 here in the 8th inning. Still nobody out. Those runs are to Sam Fisher. As Polly gets the 2 RBI double, his 18th of the year. He now has 3 hits in the ball. Good grief. What a offensive explosion by Cedar Rapids tonight. Still nobody out here in the 8th inning. Here's Brandon Wood, the shortstop. This comes set on the mound. The first pitch on the way. Wood takes the called strike. It's 0-1. Now the Kernels have put up a lot of hits tonight in that scoreboard. 0-1 pitch. On low, 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 more runs here in the 8th inning for Cedar Rapids. This on a getaway day for the Kernels. You think that the game already in hand, they might just go up there and kind of swing at the first pitch. Well, exactly the opposite here tonight in the 7th and the 8th inning. The ones they have swung and hit, they've hit them a long way. 1-1 pitch foul back. It's 1-2. This weekend at Lansing is just going to have to lick its chops from. I hope they can recover in time. The Thursday's opener with Fort Wayne. It'll be nice to have that off day tomorrow. 1-2 pitch. That misses away, and it's 2-2. The Lugnuts have seen a total of 6 consecutive Kernels reach here in the 8th inning. And Eliak Marquez just kicked at the dirt back behind second base. He's been out there for a while here in the 8th. 2-2 pitch. There's a little flare down the left field side. This could be trouble, but there's the human vacuum cleaner. Rojas to make a catch for the first out here in the 8th inning. It seems like any time the Lugnuts need a big out, Carlos Rojas is there to make it defensively. 1 out here in the 8th. Mendez can thank the shortstop for that one. Here's the right fielder, Blake Balcom now. He has 2 hits tonight. For 4. Singled in the 2nd, singled in the 6th, and struck out looking at 4th and popped out the 2nd in the 7th inning. 12-2 Cedar Rapids lead here in the 8th. Mendez's first pitch taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. From waves the back through the zone as Mendez comes set on the mound. 1 pitch on the way. Ball comes, swings and fouls it up along the first base. Down 0-2. Cedar Rapids scored 3 runs in the 7th. Now 4 so far here in the 8th. Still only 1 out. Kendrick with 3 hits. Lazy with 3 hits. Lopez 3 hits. Matt Howie has 3 hits. And a well-balanced offensive attack for Cedar Rapids tonight. 0-2 pitch. Balcom takes call, strike 3. 2 outs now. Mendez has come back to strike out his first hitter of the evening. After giving up the 2-run double to Matt Howie. He gets Brandon Wood to pop out to shallow left. And he strikes out Blake Ball. Tommy Dwayne just to catch you now. The ninth man to hit in the eighth inning for the Kernels. They batted around in the eighth inning. Dwayne just 1 for 4 tonight. 2-run homer in the second inning. That tied it up. Cedar Rapids has scored the last 12 runs in this game. Dwayne just fouls the first pitch back, nothing one. That's at 1 point led this ball game 2-0. Kernels has scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 3 in the seventh, and 4 here in the eighth so far. 0-1 pitch. Dwayne just takes outside the lane. It's 1. Roberto Mendez comes to, has to sign from the catcher Adam Kidball, who come out defensively here to Lansing in the eighth inning. The 1-1 pitch taken down low. It's 2-1. So Kidball replaces Alan Rick. The 1 pitch misses away. Ball 3. So Kidball will move into Alan Rick's spot in the lineup. This is his night 0 for 3. Kidball might bat in the ninth inning. It depends on how the Lugnuts do in the 8th and the 9th. They have the top of the order due in the 8th. Kidball to 6. The 1 pitch. Dwayne just swings and sends an infield chopper to short. There's Carlos Rojas. He fields and throws the first in time. That'll do for Cedar Rapids in the 8th inning. But they come up with 4 more runs in the inning, and in the inning they pick up a total of 3 more base hits. No errors, and they leave 2 runners on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning now. Lansing down 10, 12-2 on 92.7 the second.
It's Chevy Truck Fest, and there's never been a better time to get truck into your Chevy dealer. We're making an unprecedented offer on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months for qualified buyers, plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every 2004 Chevy truck and SUV. That's 0% APR plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every Chevy truck and SUV, like Silverado, Trailblazer, and Tahoe. Monthly payment is $16.67 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment is 12%. Some customers will not qualify. See dealers for details. Take every 6104. It's Chevy Truck Fest. See your local Chevy dealer today. The Lansing Lugnuts and Dan Henry Distributing would like to be the first to invite you to Lugnut Charities Night on August 14th at Oldsmobile Park. Lugnut Charities is a fund dedicated to creating new opportunities and supporting existing programs for youth in the community. Since its beginning, Lugnut Charities has contributed over $150,000 to the community, and Lugnut Charity Night and the silent auction helps make that possible. Yes, we continue this tradition of excellent fun here at Olds Park. The Lansing Lugnuts, where everyone gets to play.
Top of the Lugnuts order. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Lansing is down 12-2. The third Kernel pitch of that. It's going to be Wayne Heaton to come in and pitch here in the 8th for the Kernels. Aaron Pullen goes in inning, strikes out 1. He walks one as well. So he pitches the scoreless 7th inning for Cedar Rapids in inning number 7. The right-hander Heaton picks over on the mound in the 8th inning for Cedar Rapids. Wayne Heaton, 6'2", 200 pounds from Tampa, Florida. He is 21 years old. Out in the mound tonight for Cedar Rapids. On the season, he's 0-1, a 5.82 run average. His 15th appearance of the season. 17 innings pitched. He's given up 18 base hits. He's allowed 4 home runs, 11 earned runs, walked 14 and struck out 8. We will get Chris Walker from the plate and Brian DePerrick here in inning number 8 for Lansing. 12 runs, 19 hits, and no errors for Cedar Rapids. 2 runs. 6 hits and no errors for Lansing. Walker takes the first pitch inside, 1 ball and no strike. Now down line Sam Fisher for you in just a second. 1-0 pitch to Walker. He's back and it's 1-1. Fisher in October, inning plus 5 batters, 3 hits, 4 earned runs. He walked 4 and strikes out 2. Roberto Mendez gave up a couple runs in the 8th inning, but they were both to Fisher. 1-1 pitch. Walker swings. It sends a little flare in the air left, but it's going to hang up for Matt Pollock. Just in that kind of a night for Walker and the Lugnuts. He's now 0 for 4. And here's Tony McQuaid. It's like every ball has just gone the way of the Kernels tonight. You look at Lopez's single in the eighth. He singled off the first base bag. They're falling in. They're falling in. First pitch to play, takes the call strike. It's 0-1. 1-for-3 for Tony McQuaid. Now the fans starting to question the call. 0-1 pitch McQuaid. It's a soaring drive down the right side of Swinks and then going to the stands. It's 0-2 on Tony McQuaid. Down 10 runs here. Lansing needs as many runners as it can get on base. The fans trying to lay with the boards in blue to expand the strike zone a little bit. 0-2 pitch. Mitchell decided now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to pair through 1-for-3 with double, and the run scored waits on that. 1-2 pitch. McQuaid swings and fouls it back behind the plate. Cedar Rapids will hit the road after this game tonight. The Kernels will take off to go to Clinton into Alliant Energy Field for a big series for the Lumber Kings. Lansing day off, and then they host Fort Wayne. There's that. 2-2 pitch to play, fouls it up along the third base side. And a rough night for Lansing's bullpen. It's a substitute to 2 pitch in the air to left. There is Matt Pauley again, and he's got it once again. 2 up and 2 down for Lansing here in the 8th inning. And Pablos gave up 3 earned runs in the inning plus, and then he gave up 4 earned runs in the inning plus. Mendez, the 4th pitcher tonight for Lansing in the 8th inning. Will he come out to pitch the 8th or the 9th inning for the Lugnuts? I think that Mendez might be called upon to pitch the 9th inning, but we'll have to see. Eric, first pitch, he takes the ball away. 1 ball and no strike. Now, Joachim Ferrer is getting an early lead tonight, but he couldn't hold on to it. The 4 runs in the 2nd, then 2 more in the 4th. And all 5 2-out runs given up by Ferrer tonight. 1-0 pitch. Ferrer, a sharp foul back behind the plate. And now the count is 1-1. Kernels in by all other accounts has been just the exact opposite of Lansing. Aaron Pullen is still a inning. Now Wade Heaton trying to finish off the 1-2-3 inning here in the 8th. Gardner Moreno went for first 6 tonight and didn't give up any runs after that first inning. 6 hits and struck out 6. Walking just 1. Talk about how big his control was before the night started. It continued here in Lansing tonight. Waits a 2-1 pitch from Wade Heaton, and he swings and fouls it back behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kevin Collins waits on deck. He'll hit next in this inning, or he'll lead off the night for the Lugnuts. Bouncing on the scoreboard with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to number 22 at bat. And DePerrick sends a base hit at center field, and the delivery, his 2nd hit of the night. And DePerrick now a 2-for-4 evening. Lansing with 7 hits on the night. And Kevin Collins, the DH, will hit here in the 8th for Lansing. Let's take a look at the Midwest State scores for you here in the bottom of inning number 8. Lansing down 12-2. What are the other teams doing in the Eastern Division tonight? The Battle Creek, the Fort Waynes, and the West Michigans of the world. Collins, third pitch swing, and 0-1. Clinton has come back to score 2 in the 7th to take a 3-2 lead in Fort Wayne. That would be a tough loss for the Wizards to have to swallow, coming into their 4-game series with Lansing starting on Thursday night. 1 pitch. Collins takes the call strike at 0-2. West Michigan and South Bend are scoreless. Top of the 3rd inning. They were delayed a little bit down in Coveleski Stadium tonight. And Battle Creek trails Burlington 6-3 in the top of the 5th inning. Kane County 7-0 over Dayton in the 5th in Geneva. The 2 pitch misses away. It's 1-2. Now Kevin Collins. So Fort Wayne losing, Battle Creek losing right now. That's Michigan in the scoreless tie with South Bend. Check out one more time in the post-game show tonight, but that'd be a devastating loss for Fort Wayne. Every game they lose in the second half the rest of the way is going to be a tough one, but remember, they have the toughest schedule of those three potential first-round playoff matchups for Lansing. 1-2 pitch misses away, counts out 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drew Larson waits on deck here in the 8th for Lansing. Lugnuts down 10 runs, 12-2. Turner looks like they're on their way to evening the series at 2 wins apiece, and they will even a season series at 4 wins apiece. 2-2 pitch, Collins is swinging a miss. It bounces away from the catcher, Dwayne. Just Collins running down to first, but the throw is going to beat him in time. Strikeout for Wade Heaton, the first of the evening, and that'll end the evening for Lansing. 4 runs, a hit, and a 2-out single by the Parrots. They stranded, and we head to the ninth. Lansing down 12-2. 92-7.
Are you losing your hair? Is that full spot getting bigger? Is your hair looking thinner? Why aren't you using Avacor, the hair growth treatment that has helped thousands of people just like you regrow their hair?
I am 39 years old. I've been slowly balding over the last 10 years. Thanks to Avacor, my hair is coming back, and I couldn't be more excited.
Best product I've tried. Avacor is the product of the 21st century.
If you're losing your hair and haven't tried Avacor yet, how about a free month Avacor with all today's orders? Avacor is proven to successfully stop hair loss and regrow hair.
Come on, guys. Call now for your free month supply of Avacor. Call 1-800-451-8190. That's 1-800-451-8190. Wouldn't it be great to have more hair? Call 1-800-451-8190. 1-800-451-8190.
Hi, this is Nick Jake's Grandma. My favorite show is Grand Mountain on 921-927 The Ticket. They're such nice boys and smart too. They cover all sports, including my favorite, the Red Wings. Which reminds me how glad I am that little diesel Dominic Hasek is gone. I mean, that guy with the biggest waist of a contract with Bobby Higgins in that son of a... I'd like to take a hockey stick and slam them both right in...
Landau and Shea, 6:10 a.m. on 92.1 and 92.7. The Ticket.
Well, we go to the top of the ninth inning. Lansing down 12-2. Pitch Gross takes over on the mound from Lansing here tonight. Gross 6'3", 185 from Lee's Summit, Missouri. Then we'll get Quan Howie, Kendrick, and Ryan Lakey here in inning number 9. Lugnuts in 0 for Cedar Rapids, 2-7, and 0 for the Lugnuts. Gross's first pitch is swinging strike by Cosby, nothing in 1. Quan Cosby tonight, 2 for 3. Double, a single, a walk, and a run scored. He lined out to second in the 4th inning. Gross becomes the 5th pitcher of the night for Lansing. The 0-1 pitch to Cosby, swings, becomes a bouncer to second. Marchese fields and throws to first in count. And 1 up, 1 down here tonight for the Kernels. On the season, Chris Gross is 1-0, 3.26 earned run average. His 18th appearance for Lansing this year. 2 saves, 30 innings pitch. He's given a 29 base hit, 11 earned runs. He's walked 6 and struck out 21. He gets 244 off the right-hander Chris Gross with Howie Kendrick, the leadoff man. So 3 hits tonight, takes the first pitch down low, 1-0. Carlos Rojas with 2 hits tonight for Lansing. Brian DePerrick with 2 hits tonight for Lansing. But that really is inoffensively for Lansing. Well, strike, hits it 1-1. As Kendrick hits a good breaking pitch from Chris Gross. 1-1 pitch. Kendrick swings. He sends a drive pretty well to center. Walker racing back on the 1-inch track. He can't get to it. Get a bounce in front of the Lugnuts count side. Kendrick races for third, and he gets in there. Howie Kendrick is just hit for the cycle here at Oldsmobile Park. It got over Walker's head. Kendrick stops at third. The second time in the second half that Lansing has had a player hit for the cycle against him. Alex Frazier gets down at Kovalevsky Stadium. And Kendrick with a single in the 5th, a double in the 2nd, a homer in the 8th, and now the triple in the 9th. And he picked up triple on the season number 5. Called strike on Leahy. It's 0-1. And a 4-hit night for Kendrick. 0-1 pitch. Leahy takes the called strike, 0-2. Well, if there's any consolation for Lugnuts fans, when Frazier did it, down south that Lugnuts went on a 7-game winning streak. And games after did it. Okay, pitch Leahy, a swinging strike, and now 2 outs here in the ninth. Gross gets his first strikeout of the evening. 2 away, and here's the first pitch, and Balthazar Lopez. Lopez with 3 hits tonight, a 2-run homer in the 7th, 2 singles. He scored 3 runs. First pitch, Lopez takes the ball inside. 1 ball, no strike. On the 9th, it'll be Larson, Tidball, and Fitzgerald for the Lugnuts against more than likely a new Cedar Rapids pitcher. 1-0 pitch, and Lopez takes away. Now, Lugnuts, they're going to have a lot of offensive work to do in the bottom of the 9th if they want to try to come back. 20 hits now for Cedar Rapids tonight, by the way. 2-0 pitch, a little chopper up the first base line. It's going to roll in foul territory. The Tarek will field up by the first base bag and take it himself. Lopez had a single off the first base bag in inning number 8, but he can't conform that. No run day hit. Kendrick hits with a cycle here in the 9th. Errors and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning now. Lansing's last chance, down 12-2. Now 92-7 the pitcher.
It's the domain of legends. Men capable of causing a whole country to hold its breath while waiting for that. One smooth motion of a wrist and an entire nation strains aside, each one urging that little will fall on until it's going. Now imagine these living necks, these faces in which you know every line, every wrinkle as sure as you can list their average from last year. And now they're all turned to you, expecting.
You got yours, right?
Yeah, kid, that's one.
For a child with a life-threatening illness, seeing a butterfly for his 15 wasn't the end of all his youthful. It was the beginning of it. Visit the Make-A-Wish Foundation at wish.org and share the power of a wish.
Some banks say free checking. What they really mean is mostly free. That's not true at National City. When they say free, they mean it. And that's why my bank is National City.
At National City, free checking means no minimum balance, unlimited transactions, and free online bill payments, and no fees using your check card. To sign up for free checking, visit a National City location or call 800-347-5626. Number FDIC.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Lansing is down by a score of 12-2. Wayne Heaton goes in and gives up a hit, a strikeout. Bob Zimmerman comes on to try to end the ball game here in the 9th for the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Zimmerman 6'5", 225 from St. Louis. And his first pitch to Drew Larson, taken for a ball inside, 1-0. Larson 2 for 3 tonight with 2 doubles and RBI in the first pitch. 1-0 pitch. Larson slapped his foul back behind the plate. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Kernels with 12 unanswered runs by Lansing tonight. They down 2-0 after 1, but they scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 more in the 5th, and then put the game away. 3 in the 7th and 4 in the 8th. The 1-1 pitch to Larson taken away, 2 balls and a strike. Tidball is making his first offensive appearance in this series. He waits on deck. 2-1 pitch. Larson takes the ball inside. It's 3-1. Zimmerman on the season is the Kernels closer. 21 saves, but definitely not a safe situation here. 4-5 record at 2.34 earned run average. His 46th appearance on the season, 48th appearance on the season. 61 2/3 innings pitch. He's allowed 46 hits, 15 earned runs, walked 21, and struck out 75, and the league hits 210 off of Bob Zimmerman. Full toss pitch coming up here to Drew Larson. As Zimmerman kicks and walks, payoff pitch. Larson hits it in the air to shallow center field, but the shortstop Wood goes out and plays it and puts it away. 1 up and 1 down to Lansing here tonight. And here comes Adam Tidball. Rick finishes his night 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Tidball, a 130 hitter. This is his 8th game play for Lansing. He is 3 for 23. The home run and a run driven in. He's walked 1 time and struck out 6. The first pitch called strike. It's 0-1. Ryan Fitzgerald waits on deck for the Lugnuts here in the 9th inning. 0-1 pitch taken away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Tidball makes it out here.
Fitzgerald will be Lansing's last chance. One pitch. I'll line it back up the middle off the glove of Zimmerman. And tip ball going down the first base line is going to be thrown out on a nice play by the second baseman, Kendrick. 1-4-3 on that put out. 2 outs in the ninth. And Lansing's last chance is going to be up to Brian Fitzgerald. 12-2. Cedar Rapids lead here in the ninth, and the bases are empty. 2 outs. On the post-game show tonight, we'll have the game summary for you. Farm Bureau Insurance, making your future more predictable. Fitzgerald first is swinging. Sends a drive in the air to right center field. This should be the ball game. Ball comes is over. He makes the catch, and that will do it for Lansing tonight. They go in order, 1, 2, 3, and we will turn it over to the post-game show following the back end of this break. Lansing loses the series finale and earns the Cedar Rapids Kernels a 12-2 win. The Kernels in the series finale will take a break, come back, and start the post-game show next, right here on 92.7 The Ticket.
You've been listening to Lugnuts Baseball on 92.7 The Ticket, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, making your future more predictable. National City, Pepsi, It's Cola, and Oldsmobile. Stay tuned. The Lugnuts Post-Game Show with Seth Van Hoven is next on 91 and 92.7 The Ticket.
Big time steak and onions, Jolly and Elkins Road on West Saginaw and Purdue. Experience the thrill of the grill. Some people prefer the Spark, others prefer the Wolverine. Here's talk on 91 and 92.7 The Hit. Our first lineup of talk show host features more viewpoints and perspectives than any Michigan station. From Ken Landau and Nick Chase from 6 to 10 a.m. Rick Eman from 10 to noon. Jack Edling from noon to 3. Dave Magdaleno from 3 to 6. The best in play-by-play all year long with the Red and Black and 6-inch Lugnuts, Cubs, University of Michigan football, basketball, and hockey. Get every home run, field goal, hat-trick, and pointer on 91 and 92.7 The Ticket.
It's time for the Lansing Lugnuts pregame show with Seth Van Hoven on Lansing Sports Leader 92.7 The Ticket. Brought to you by Oldsmobile. Now, Seth Van Hoven.
Back at Oldsmobile Park, looking at the Lugnuts in the series finale against the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Well, they got their clock synced. 12-2 the final score. Cedar Rapids earned the series split. 12 runs, 20 hits for Cedar Rapids tonight. No errors, and they left 9 runners on base. Lansing, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they left 5 runners on base. The Kernels get their 70th win of the 2004 season. They're now 70-57, 28-30 in the second half. They win their 38th road game of the season in 2004. Lansing drops to 71-57 overall, and they are now 33-25 in the second half. They dropped 38-30 at home. Again, the final total 12 runs, 20 hits, no errors, 9 left on for Cedar Rapids. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 5 left on base for the visitors, or the homestanding Lansing Lugnuts here at Oldsmobile Park tonight. The winner, Abel Moreno, he goes to 10-7 on the year. The winning pitcher, Moreno, 10-7. Winning pitcher, Yosin Ferreira, he drops to 0-2 on the 2004 campaign. And no saving the ball game. Out of the ball game, 2 hours, 37 minutes, and 3,971 were attended here at Oldsmobile Park to watch the action on the field between the Lugnuts and the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Things certainly got off to the right start for Lansing tonight. They scored 2 runs in the first inning, a leadoff home run, one a home run by McQuaid in his first at bat, put Lansing up 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. The Parents would follow with a double, get into scoring position, and with 2 outs, Larson would double him in to make a 2-0 Lansing lead. But after that, it was all downhill for the Lugnuts. Cedar Rapids would come back and tie the ball game up at 2 runs apiece in the second inning. A 2-run homer by Tommy DeWanger made it a 2-2 score. Lansing's 10th home run of the year. It was the first of 3 home runs hit by Cedar Rapids tonight. In the fourth inning, with 2 outs, a 2-run double by Brandon Wood gave the Kernels a 4-2 lead. And the Kernels get a single run in the 5th inning. 2 out, a single by Michael Collins
Collins reached on an infield base. Leahy, who dealt earlier in the inning, got all the way into the plate area, and the miscommunication between DePerick and Ferreras along the first base line made it a 5-2 Cedar Rapids lead. Kernels will then put the game away in the late inning, 3 in the 7th. Single by Leahy, and a 2-run home run by Balthazar Lopez. In the 8th inning, a 2-run home run by Howie Kendrick, and an RBI 2-run double for Matt Polly. Closed out the scoring in the 8th inning. From the bullpen kind of took a hit tonight. Chris Gross gave up a hit in the 9th inning, a triple to Howie Kendrick. Kendrick hit for the cycle tonight. Single in the 5th inning, a double in the 7th, a home run in the 8th, and then that triple in the 9th as the Lugnuts see the second cycle against them in less than a month. Alex Frazier did it down at Kovalevsky Stadium in August. Now the Lugnuts get it done here once again tonight at the hands of Howie Kendrick. Lansing did nothing offensively after the first inning. They would get a double by Larson in the 4th inning with 1 out. A leadoff double by Rojas in the 5th inning, but neither time could get any runners in the after that. Really had no offensive chances the rest of the way. No base runners except a walk to Fitzgerald in the 7th and a 2-out single by the pitcher in the 8th. Other than that, the Colonel Wolfman did their job tonight to get the 22 win. And let's look at our Farm Bureau Insurance team summary brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, making your future. We'll take a look. Well, we'll take a break and come back. When we come back from our next second team show, we'll have the call of the game for you. Be next right here on 92.7 The Ticket.
Future's looking better and brighter every day. Your neighbors and friends who stand beside you all the way. Always there when you need them. People you can trust. Your family and future are all safe with us. We're making your future more predictable. That's why so many people all over Michigan have they can count on time and time again. Working together, the best that we can be. For yours, a charity, we're making your future more predictable. From your insurance.
Pepsi brings you lunch. You know, folks, when you're traveling overseas, you don't want to look stupid. Like, don't order French fries when you're in France. Don't do it. And don't ask for Swiss cheese in Switzerland. I asked for Swiss cheese in Switzerland once. The guy was getting like I had spoke with him. He was like, "Well, how's this?" Like, take it easy. When you're in China, don't ask the guy, "Hey, man, you know I can get some good Chinese food around here?" They are going to lock you up. And if you're in Holland and you want to split the lunch bill with your date, don't ask if she wants to go Dutch. She already is Dutch. And we order that Dutch girl a bowl of snurt and a nice cold Pepsi. Don't say, "Do your people call it Pepsi too?" Of course they call it Pepsi. You say come to the States and ask for American Cola. Well, they will if you keep asking them for Dutch chocolate.
Now, Pepsi, it's just not lunch. Pepsi, it's the cola.
Back up for the Park, the Lugnuts fall to the Cedar Rapids Kernels tonight by a score of 12-2 at Oldsmobile Park. And tonight's call of the game is going to be a tough one for the Lugnuts because they got beat so bad. It goes to Carlos Rojas tonight. Rojas is in the defensive stalwart all season long for the Lugnuts, but in the 5th inning, he came up and got his second hit of the game. He was one of a couple players that got 2 hits tonight for Lansing. Also, Brian DePerick and Drew Larson with 2 hits tonight for Rojas. He gets the call of the game tonight for his double in the 5th inning, and here it is. Abel Moreno, payoff pitch on the way. Roll, swings and sends a drive, and against the right center field. How's he the 70 of the guys? He can't get it. Rojas plays high towards second. He finds in with the double. Another 2-hit night for Carlos Rojas, and the Lugnuts now runner in scoring position with nobody out for Chris Walker. And Rojas would have 2 hits last night, and then in tonight's ball game, he picks up another outside game to aid the Lugnuts cause here at Oldsmobile Park. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough offense for Lansing tonight. They got hit 20-7, and they lose it by a score of 12-2. Cedar Rapids wins the game and evens the series at 2 wins apiece, and the season series between these two teams even at 4 wins apiece. And that's tonight at Oldsmobile Park. Well, we're going to take our next look at the broadcast right now. When we come back, we will have the last look at the last few scoreboard for you. That's my last year, your credit union for life. That'll be back right here on 92.7 The Ticket.
Hey, listen to me, Judd. Always eat your McDonald's chicken selects in a well-lit area. Seriously. And make sure your electrical bill is paid, dude. If those lights go out for a second, boom. Stay shining hard at your chicken select.
Introducing irresistible strips of juicy chicken select and 3 very tempting offers. McDonald's new chicken select at participating McDonald's. McDonald's is 2004 U.S. Olympic team partner.
The conference just let out. It's a total mob scene. 20,000 fans, and I'm stuck in between. Keep push and shove, my patience grows weaker. I'm still half deaf from sitting next to the speaker. Now I lost my buddies. I'm not going to wait. I'm meeting up at Mickey D's. They're open late. Up late. So are we. Most McDonald's are now open midnight or later.
Nobody ever looks back on lunch and wishes they'd worked more overtime. Nobody ever thinks they could have spent more time watching TV. They don't mourn that they didn't cut a grip enough. Generally, what you'll hear is people longing for more time with their kids. No coincidence, those are the people you usually find. It's no coincidence. You Gander Mountain feel the same way. We're hunters, too. We understand hunting's not just about game. It's about game life. It's about teaching. And it's as beneficial to people as it is to the environment. But now that you're thinking about hunting season, whether you're a bow hunter, you hunt ducks, geese, doesn't matter. You never think about it. You make time to go hunt. That's the way we'd love for you to stop by Gander Mountain before you go. But more important than that, this will make sure you go. Gander Mountain. He's an outdoors.
Step that over back at Oldsmobile Park as we roll on with the post-game show tonight. Lansing loses the series finale 12-2, and they split the 4-game series with Cedar Rapids Kernels. Off day tomorrow, but 2 against Fort Wayne, starting on Thursday night here at Oldsmobile Park. Well, let's take a look at the last few scoreboards for the final time now on the last few scoreboard. Brought to you by last year Credit Union for Life. Clinton a 3-2 winner over Fort Wayne tonight at Memorial Stadium. Lumber Kings get it done over the Wizards. Also another final point, 3-1 over Peoria. Games in action in the Midwest League. Top of the 4th inning, West Michigan and South Bend score. Top of the 7th inning, Dayton 7-0 deficit against Kane County in Geneva. Top of the 7th inning, Wisconsin and Quad Cities are tied at 2 runs apiece. And Burlington 6-3 over Battle Creek in the top of the 6th inning at Community Field. In the Major League action tonight, it is the American League version first. The Tigers were taking on the Chicago White Sox tonight at Comerica Park, and the White Sox come in and beat the Tigers 9-5. Detroit once had a 4-1 lead in that ball game, but like our ball game here tonight, the White Sox get a lot of offense late and beat the Tigers 9-5 at Comerica. Boston 5-4 over Toronto, bottom of the 8th inning at Stadium. The Yankees and Cleveland had 4 runs apiece in the bottom of the 8th inning at Jacobs Field. Minnesota leads Texas 3-0 bottom of the 7th inning at Arlington. The Rangers are threatening. Pitches loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tampa Bay at Seattle, Kansas City at Anaheim, and Baltimore at Oakland. The games are all later on in the American League tonight. National League action, Florida 9-1 over San Francisco, top of the 7th inning. Los Angeles 9-2 over Montreal in the bottom of the 8th inning. Finals in the National League, Pittsburgh 3-1 over Arizona. San Diego 3-1 over the Mets at Shea Stadium. St. Louis has come back to tie Cincinnati at 3 runs apiece, top of the 9th inning. Colorado and Atlanta 5-5 tie in the top of the 7th. Philadelphia and Houston are also knotted. 2 runs apiece, bottom of the 7th inning at Nick Park, and the Cubs lead Milwaukee 10-4, top of the 6th inning at Wrigley Field. And that's a look at the last few scoreboards for the final time tonight, brought to you by last few. Your Credit Union for Life. We will take our final break in the post-game show next. When we come back, we'll wrap up the broadcast and tell you about Thursday series opener. Fort Wayne Wizards. That'll be next. Lansing loses 12-2. Now 92.7 The Ticket. Hardwood Train for Sundance Chevrolet. Boy, Brandon Chevrolet, Pontiac, Buick. Boy, you know, Buick and Pontiac cost a lot less than St. John's, so they don't have any overhead up there. Oh, I tell you one thing, they're selling almost out of 10. But boy, our price is right. You better check them. 1877 Sundance to get up there. If you're looking for a foreign automobile, a used one, I hope it's a used one if you're looking for one. How about a 2001 Cedar? $225 down, $225 a month. Nice car, tax included. How about a 2002 Honda Civic? $229 down, $229 a month, taxes included. Cedar foreign car dealer, you'll want a heck of a lot more than that. Here's a, what's that thing?
$19.94 Subaru Legacy all-wheel drive.
That's $89 down, $89 a month. What do you got up there in your place?
2000 grade Bristol Saber for under $200 a month. How about an 02 Grand Prix for $179 a month?
Hey, brand new cars, used cars, and these import cars. I hope you see Sunday. We're the best state in Michigan. Check our ad in the Wheeler Dealer.
Keep informed of community events. Here's Mid-Michigan Radio Group News Director Michael O'Shea with a Community News Minute on 92.1 and 92.7 The Ticket.
The Capital Area Humane Society Walk for Animals is coming soon. Society President Stephen Hess.
The Walk for the Animals will be held on Saturday, October 2nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and will be held at Fitzgerald Park in Grand Lake. It is our biggest fundraiser. We aim to raise over $90,000 this year. It's our biggest target so far.
You can walk as individual or as a pack. Start planning now and collect donations to help homeless pets. Stephen, what number do we call for information?
26-682-1 extension 22. That will get through to Terry Moore, who is our Director of Development and Special Events. She will be able to help you. Or you can go online at www.cahs-lansing.org.
Walk for the Animals, Saturday, October the 2nd, and until 1, Fitzgerald Park in Grand Lake.
WQTX Charlotte Landing, The Ticket.
Well, back to the final time of the broadcast tonight. Lansing falls 12-2 in the series finale for Cedar Rapids. Kernels Howie Kendrick hit to the cycle in the winning effort for Cedar Rapids. Carlos Rojas, 2 hits over the Quaid, a home run. And Drew Larson, also with 2 hits tonight, 2 doubles to pace the Lugnuts offense. But tonight just wasn't enough. Cedar Rapids blows out the Lugnuts in the series finale by a score of 12-2. Team has an off day tomorrow, their last off day in the 2004 season. And that's the boys make quick work of their first-round playoff opponent. This will be the last off day of the year for the team. So I hope everyone enjoys it. And that's actually Thursday night here at Olsen Boy Park when we take on Fort Wayne Wizards in game 1 of the quick 2-game series here in Lansing. It's down to Fort Wayne for 2 games. Thursday night's game and Olsen Thursday. It's also going to be Jimmy Buffett Beach Party night, sponsored by Corona. So be sure to get tickets to that ball game. It might also be the return of Weston O'Brien to the Lugnuts after nearly 2.5 months being on the disabled list. OB might be able to make it back on Thursday for the Lugnuts here at Oldsmobile Park. So we hope you join us for Molson Thursday. 7:05 p.m. is the start time for that ball game. Ronald Bay makes the start for the Lugnuts. 25th start. Last time out for Bay, he was 11-7, 2.78 earned run average, 130 strikeouts in here for Ronald Bay. His opponent on the mound, we're not sure who that's going to be right now, but you know, it should be a good pitching matchup. Bay for the Lugnuts Thursday night, 7:05 p.m. to be on the air with the pregame show at 6:55, just behind Ticket Rewind, right here on 91, 927 The Ticket. For our producer engineer tonight, Dave Wells. Thanks to Dave for all his hard work and dedication to the broadcast tonight. Also thank Tom Bush for getting us started after Ticket Rewind tonight. We also want to thank John Rogers, the voice of the Cedar Rapids Kernels, for his help over the past 4 days here in Lansing. We wish John the best of luck the rest of the way in the 2004 season. We also want to thank Justin Furr and hardworking men and women in the Lansing Lugnuts here at Oldsmobile Park tonight for their help and hard work in making minor league baseball a possibility in Lansing each and every day in the capital city. And of course, we want to thank Sean O'Connor and assistants at BroadcastMonsters.com for help with our internet broadcast tonight. And of course, the fans for listening out there. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have a ball game broadcast at all. That's the only thing. We hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight from Oldsmobile Park, although we hope you enjoy the result. 12-2 Lansing falls in the series finale. Kevin Hogan letting you know that our next broadcast, right here on 92.7 The Ticket, comes up Thursday night, 7:05 p.m. when Lansing takes on Fort Wayne in game 1 of the 4-game series. Once again, Stephanie Hogan saying thanks for listening. Again, the final score, Cedar Rapids 12, Lansing 2. And we hope you join us for our next broadcast of Lansing Lugnut Baseball on our flagship station, 92.7 Ticket, Lansing Sports Leader. Good night, everybody.